Welcome, everybody, to another live episode of Game Time here on the Outlaw Nation channel. It is already hopping. This news breaking before we even got on the air, 30 minutes before we got on the air here. Sam Darnold being traded to the Panthers from the New York Jets. We're going to talk about all that, talk about Tiger Woods, Deshaun Watson, the NCAA final that's happening tonight, kind of preview it a little bit, talk about the action from this weekend as well, get in some NBA stuff and a little bit of hockey madness if we have enough time. But I am the Outlaw John Rocha, joined as always by these two gentlemen to my left here in the middle. Jay Washington, how are you, bro?
It's Monday. I'm exhausted. I'm sore. I'm here.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that.
I went to the gym and I've just been busting my ass for the past I haven't had a day off from working out in about 2.5 weeks since the gym opened. So here I am.
You look good. You look fancy. You look swole, as the kids like to say.
I'm trying to, I bought boxing gloves too, so now I've been hitting heavy bag. But that's another story for another day.
That is another story for another, but it's sports related. Winston A. Marshall, you were here as well. What's up, Winston? How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm out here hearing Sam Darnold is just like going to the South. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for chaos to reign supreme, So that's
for sure. There's going to be a lot of
I'm just trying to put all that shit together. It's opportunity for chaos to reign supreme. The nigga just went to Carolina.
Death Row Records, nigga.
Oh, no. Please don't hang Sam Darnold out a window, man. Please, no.
They just held Teddy Bridgewater outside a damn window, bruh. Damn.
They did. Let's get in without further ado. Just remind you. Just to say one thing. JT is moving to LA, so he had to take the day off. Kind of work some things out, so he can't hang out with us today, but he'll be back next week for sure. But hey, the Streamlabs and Super Chats are open, ladies and gentlemen. Please send in your comments, send in your thoughts. We're covering so many things today. Want to hear from you all. Want to put your comments up on the screen and hear from you. You see the Streamlabs address. It is right above Jay's head. It's also in the description. I pinned it in the chat and in the description of the video itself. All right, let's get into it. Let's get it going. The big news, as I just stated, broke just a few minutes before we started here. The New York Jets trading quarterback Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers for 3 draft picks. Incredible. The Jets get the 6th rounder for the 2021 draft later this month, and then a 2nd rounder and a 4th rounder in 2022. This is huge news here. Carolina, remember, had moved on from Cam Newton a couple of years ago. Teddy Bridgewater stepping in over the last year. Didn't quite impress as much as people were hoping. Now Sam Darnold, who himself, you could argue, hasn't really impressed that much in a Jets uniform, now stepping in as essentially the franchise quarterback of the Carolina Panthers with Christian McCaffrey, with, you could argue, better set of receivers, a possibly better defense. This is a fantastic position for Sam Darnold to be stepping into. And the Jets have now, they're the new Boston Celtics in the NFL. And the fact that they've got all kinds of draft picks all over the place to make deals and still have the number 2 pick in the draft. Jay, before we started, you had some thoughts on this. Please tell me your reaction to this trade and also what you think this might signal for both franchises.
This is a shocking trade.
Yes.
But again, it's a shocking trade, but at the same time, we kind of knew Sam Darnold's fate at New York was done.
Yeah.
We're already going to look at another quarterback, so we kind of knew he was done there. But to trade him off in that position they have and everything, I just said this when we went live, this seemed like that push to get Russell Wilson out in New York now. Because this way, if you give Seattle the number 2 pick, along with 3 players they had that should have made the Pro Bowl that didn't, on top of all these picks, think about how much that leverages the deal for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's a lot of picks. And you mentioned that, and I'll go to Winston as we put this graphic up here. Winston, the Jets now got themselves really set up here with picks. It's pretty incredible to see how many they've got here. Let's take a look at it real quick. 2 first-rounders in 2021, 2 third-rounders in 2021, 2 fifth-rounders in 2021, or 2 sixth-rounders in 2021, then 2 first-rounders in 2022, 2 second-rounders in 2022, and 2 fourth-rounders in 2022. That's a lot of picks for them to play with. Winston, incredible for the Jets. Do you trust them to do the right things with those picks? And what was your reaction to this trade?
I heard it, and my first thought was like, yo, what? Mainly because like I feel like Teddy actually did pretty well, but remember he was not working with a full set of tools. CMC got destroyed in like one game, so like to not really give him the opportunity to work like that seems kind of crazy to me. But if you really think that Sam Darnold can do something for you, fine. Good for Carolina. I don't know how I feel about that, but good for them. But I look at New York, and here's my only thing that I have issue with that idea of Russell coming over.
Okay.
What does New York have that Russell can come in there and cook? I don't care how good Russell is. What weapons do you have to actually do anything?
You get Russell, now you can build a team. Again, we always look at Russell's not old. So Russell ain't this quarterback that you bring in on what he middle. He still got baby hair. So he still middle. He that dude.
God damn it. I hate you so much.
He that dude you bring in to build the team.
Yeah.
He got a chip, former MVP. He knows. And now you'll have free agents willing to come to the Jets. You got to look at, I get what you're saying. Like, yo, what can Russell do now? Not too much. But again, if you get Russell Wilson, now you got leverage for people to say, well, shit, I'll go to the Jets. Remember at one point, people were doing that back in the day. People were going to the goddamn Jets.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that. And I would hope for any organization that you can put a major piece in that people will go like, I'll go follow you. But that's what I'm saying. I think it would take over a year to do that. And no, is Russell on the decline? No, Russell has still got his best games of football to play yet, I would argue. But that doesn't mean that he's trying to waste a year or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't sound like he has a bad relationship with Pete Carroll. He just sounds like he's like, this organization isn't doing the right thing to get me where I need to go. You're not putting the right pieces into place. So you're telling me you're going to go to a place with less pieces?
But again,
and
his entire career has been Seattle. So he doesn't. So now he's one of those people that could want to see the league. Remember, we talked about the potential with Dak. Yeah. Even though we know he's staying with y'all, but the potential. There are some quarterbacks now who are like, yo, I spent the majority. Tom Brady is a prime example. This man could have left the game and was like, I'm going to see what's good somewhere else, and then won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but I'm not saying that's different.
I'm not saying the team was built. The team was just solid.
The team was already stacked.
But I'm talking about quarterbacks. But I'm talking about quarterbacks who spent their entire career one place and want to see what the world has to offer.
Well, but I would argue. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me throw something else out there. You've got a new coach, right? Robert Saleh coming over from the 49ers. A lot of reputation. A lot of players speak highly about this guy. He's now got all these draft picks. He's got if in some way they can swing a deal for Russell, it would be an incredible grab for Saleh. And at that point, you've got two guys working together to build out a team. And remember, Russell's issue with Pete Carroll is that he didn't have more say in the offense. If he comes over to the Jets, they will hand him the keys to that kingdom.
Get that man the keys to the kingdom.
That being said,
give him the keys.
Are there free agents? Are there attractive players out there that they can go get? They've got the number 2 player in the draft. Do they draft a quarterback and then trade that quarterback to another team that needs a quarterback and get some assets from them as well? So there are moves still to be made here.
They'll give up that number 2, the number 2 pick.
No, possibly.
If hypothetical, again, this is all a hypothetical, ladies and gentlemen. If New York is going to push for Russell, that number 2 pick is going to Seattle because Seattle is going to be like, well, we got to fill this spot up quickly now because we already know Trevor Lawrence is number 1. The person who was supposed to be number 2 just had the shittiest of pro days in Mac Jones. He had the shittiest of pro days.
Well, he's a Bama quarterback. You can't expect much.
I mean, you can't. You know, AJ
in my opinion.
AJ McCarron. Listen, let's do all this. You know what I'm saying? But so again, you never know how Pete Carroll may feel, though. He may want to grab him and then build up the team. Again, they understand. I think Seattle is starting to understand.
Great point. Do you trade the number 2 pick to Seattle? Seattle can select the quarterback that Pete Carroll wants to groom from scratch.
That he wants to groom from scratch.
That's a possibility.
Pete Carroll grooms him from scratch now because they know Seattle knows they're in a rebuild. They just don't want to accept. They didn't want to accept it. They've been trying to patchwork everything. First, you lose the Legion of Boom. Shit, how do we patchwork this? We still got Bobby Wagner. We still got a few pieces here and there. How do we patchwork? Then you get Russell. It's like, well, we got Marshawn back to go to the playoffs. Then Marshawn's gone. Patchwork. You just got to say, fuck it, let's go. We got to go full in on it.
Yeah. The other side of this, Winston, we go back to you on this one. If the Jets do keep this, a lot of rumors are that they're going to take that Wilson guy out of BYU. They're going to take that quarterback out of BYU.
Oh, Zach Wilson,
and make him their guy. Because, I mean, look at the situation. They got all these draft picks. Maybe Saleh wants to start from scratch with a whole new quarterback who hasn't even played a down in the NFL and wants to build this whole entire organization the way he wants to do it. That's also a temptation for him as well, and for the Jets, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think for sure. I still think that I don't know if you can personally, if you can compare them also, because Brady didn't just leave because he was like, I want to see what the rest of the world looks like. Brady left because everybody tried to tie his legacy to Bill Belichick and say, you're nothing without him. Mm-hmm. That is why he left. He left because he was like, oh, y'all motherfuckers think that you thought this was a game? You thought that I'm a system quarterback, bitch? I'm going to show you who's a motherfucking system quarterback at 40 years old. You say something else. I'm going to smack in your mouth with a deflated ass ball in your face. Say I won't fucking do it. And then what did he do? He went and got a goddamn ring in his first year gone.
Sir, with a deflated ball in your face?
Either way.
No one else. I'm not going to skip over that part, sir. I'm not going to skip over that level of petty you just went to. What did you
My point is that, like, again, he went to a team that's set up and he went because he had something to prove. I don't like Russell has something to prove in the sense that, like, he only has one ring right now. I know obviously he's had 2 appearances, but he only has one ring. I can see him leaving because if he feels the organization is not moving in the right direction, I don't see him moving because he's just like, I'm curious what Kansas City looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like he's making a move because he feels like
I think we all would fall out if you hear out of nowhere.
It was the first team that popped into my head.
The Kansas City
first team that popped into
Wilson. You'd be like, nigga, what?
It's the first city that popped into my head. It had nothing to do with Patrick Mahomes. It was just I couldn't think of a city, and it just improv, nigga. Sometimes it happens. I created a controversy I didn't mean to. But I think that the only reason that Russell is leaving is because Russell's like, I do not feel like you are doing everything that you can to make what my goals are become a reality.
Right.
I don't think he's doing it if he's leaving, because we haven't heard shit about it for weeks. Yeah, it was like Russell ain't happy. He won out. And then all of a sudden just silence. Yeah. So like I'm more inclined to think that what the Jets are doing in this particular case is it will give them leverage to go get a big player that can make a difference. Mm-hmm. So whether that is a Russell Wilson, if that's the draw, if it is somehow getting Khalil Mack to leave Chicago, I don't know what it is. Like whatever stuff he's looking to maybe kind of leverage that way. But other than that, when you again,
I got a Khalil Mack jersey.
Is there an Aaron Rodgers possibility here? I mean,
it's possible.
Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is out of contract next year. He doesn't have to sign an extension. But Darnold has one. Yeah, but Darnold has 1 year remaining on his contract too. So, like, they could still make the move here. The Jets throw all these picks at the Packers and go get Aaron Rodgers. I just don't see Aaron Rodgers in a Jets uniform, but I'm just throwing out possibilities there.
But we never thought we'd see Brett Favre in a Jets uniform.
Wait. What if Aaron just goes around to all the teams that Brett Favre was on just to be like, I'm better than you, nigga? Then he goes to the Jets, and then he goes to Minnesota. I know I'm better than Sam Darnold. I'm damn better than Kirk Cousins. That's petty as fuck.
Again. Because we know what again, we talk about this.
Wait, Jay. What if Aaron Rodgers told them, go and draft this little young nigga so that he can come in and I can do better than Brett Favre did? Then I'm gonna go over here, then I'm gonna go over there. I'm just going to stunt on this nigga till I'm out.
That's just Aaron has that petty. That's just a level of petty we all will aspire to.
Yeah, but Aaron has that petty. You know he has that petty.
Yes, we do.
He has that petty. So I can see it. But I mean, we'll see if Russell Wilson goes. But you look at the situation. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
Can I real quick just to add on that with the Aaron Rodgers though? Seriously, I mean, look, he says he's cool over there with LaFleur and them because they went to the NFC Championship. He says they cool to ride this last year out. Because again, he'll ride this year out, and then that's when you really talk about it. Because again, there's no way in hell Green Bay is gonna let Jordan Love keep sitting here. You drafted this boy who got you're not gonna let Jordan Love keep sitting here and you don't eventually let him get some snaps outside of preseason, which has now been shortened, you know what I'm saying? You're not even.
It's true. It's true. But let's take a look at Darnold's history here, because this is kind of a lot for a guy who really didn't do that much for the Jets. Remember, the Jets traded 3 draft picks to the Indianapolis Colts to move up to select Sam Darnold 3 years ago. He still has 1 year remaining on his rookie contract with a guaranteed salary and bonuses totaling about $4.6 million. So not too much of a hit for them, but they got to decide, the Panthers do, on Darnold's 5th-year option for next year, which right now looks like the predetermined amount is about $18.8 million, fully guaranteed, by the way. Fully guaranteed. He was due to count $9.8 million on the Jets cap, but they will get $4.8 million in relief and have to ride with $5 million of dead money on their books. But in 3 seasons, Darnold only went 13-25 as a starter, 45 touchdown passes, 39 interceptions. He didn't even complete 60% of his passes and never finished above 26th in the passer rating. So these are not great stats. These are not great looks. Yes, did he have a shitty coach, Adam Gase? Yes, did he have to learn under 2 offensive systems? He never had a running back or a receiver go over 1,000 yards. So I think in Carolina, that's going to be a different situation. We're going to find out what kind of quarterback this guy is. Because remember, Teddy was close in a lot of those games last year, even with the loss of McCaffrey. So if McCaffrey comes back, stays fully healthy, there should be no excuses that Darnold can't make it work in Carolina. Do you guys anticipate him doing well in this situation? Better receivers, better defense, better running back. Is that possible here?
Papa John's. I felt like the way he just kept.
That's a fair point. Let me fix my face real quick.
Hey, but Jay, I'm proud of you. It didn't take you 20 months to get nigga out your vocabulary when you said it. You didn't say nigga Papa John's.
Nigga Papa John's.
Oh, yo, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Papa John's. Like, right. Also, you'll hate me. Also, Winston, you're gonna hate me
because I'm hungry as shit.
Also, Winston, you're gonna hate me in like 5 seconds once you see your 5 minutes once you see your Instagram. You're gonna hate me anyway.
Oh my God.
But nonetheless, it depends on CMC can stay healthy again. Nobody expected what happened early in the season. Right, and then it's like we had a whole season of him out, and then you want him to come back healthy. But again, those injuries always shake you because you're like, God damn it, if it happened once, it can happen again. Okay.
Why are you on Instagram? Why aren't you focused on what we're doing right now?
Yeah, I'm doing both. First of all, I'm doing both. Multitask.
Don't announce it. Don't announce it. Focus.
I'm saying, bro, like focus, nigga.
Anyway, it's just that, again, look what Carolina don't look. Carolina, the city of Carolina, North Carolina, Charlotte may act like we cool with having a black quarterback. They was like, can we really get a white one, please? Like they had that. What was his name? Kyle Allen. They just had the season. And Kyle, it was like, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And then Teddy Bridgewater came in. It was like, hi. How are you? Now you hear Sam Darnold. I would love to see Carolina and Charlotte news outlets right now to see how they are talking about this. That would be interesting to see how because we're impartial per se to it because none of us have a dog in that fight.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. That's what I'm wondering about in this whole situation because I want to see what the Carolina Panthers are doing here. They've been trying to replace Cam Newton for like 2 or 3 years now. Now they're bringing a guy like this, but this guy doesn't come in with a high pedigree, Winston. He doesn't really is he going to inspire people? You might be right, Jay. I'm sure for a segment of the population, having a white quarterback back under center for them is exciting for them. But remember the Jake Delhomme years. So do you think this is something that maybe they sensed they needed to do, saw an opportunity? This guy wanted to go, and now because he felt unwanted by the Jets, and this is their big money move. But it's not that big of a move for Carolina, is it?
It's just this is dangerous because what you're looking at a situation where Carolina, again, they have pieces. Like as a team, they're not that bad, especially with Christian McCaffrey. The fact that they were able to do all they could with just Christian McCaffrey last year goes to show. Yes, CMC is looking like a generational talent if he comes back from this injury and is still playing the way he plays. Yeah, but what that really shows is that your line's not bad. That you've got situations where maybe your defense is allowing a minimal amount of shit to happen. Yeah. Where like a running back just being all over the board can just cook. You know what I'm saying? Like you've got pieces in place to do this. I think what they're looking at is that the Jets had nothing. And Sam, once motivated, started to do something. So you're maybe giving him the benefit of the doubt because you're like, this is what happened when you had no support, when you're dealing with a shitty coach and you had no pieces that can help you win.
Yeah.
But the problem is there was no moments when he was like motivated that I was like, damn, that kid is great. It was like, oh, good to see he showed up to the game. That's where my mind went when that happened. So like, again, we're not coaches, we're not scouts. Maybe there's something that they see that we don't. But if you notice, not a lot of people, to my knowledge, were knocking down New York's door to be like, so what's up with Sam Darnold? Like, I think that is more of the indicator that I'm going off of, including the eye test that we see that I've never been overly impressed with Sam Darnold.
That's a great point. And look, the Panthers have 7 picks in this draft coming up. They still have 7 picks in this draft. They keep Teddy Bridgewater for now. They have their backups, PJ Walker and Will Grier. Here's an interesting point with him going over there. He's going to be reunited with his best receiver when he was playing for the Jets. That's Bobby Anderson. He's in Carolina now. Plus, as we mentioned, he'll have McCaffrey and DJ Moore. So, like I said, there can be no excuse for Sam Darnold if he goes there and plays and he's like 4-12 or 5-11 or something like that. Oh, actually 5-12 now. They got 17 game season, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but there should be no excuse here. And what do you do if Teddy stays and Teddy outplays him in training camp and is the starter? Then you've wasted 3 draft picks for a guy who's your backup fucking quarterback.
Hey man, how many times have we seen that? We've seen that happen before.
Yeah.
We've seen that where the guy who was the starter already was brought in, and then another guy was brought in, and then all of a sudden he's still out doing the dude that was brought in training camp, and they like, bye nigga. And it's just like straight up, like, I mean, for lack of better words, that's because that's what it is. It's still like, look, the odds of them seeing like Teddy Bridgewater, but the thing is, Teddy Bridgewater deserves, and this is going to sound, he deserves to be more than a journeyman.
Yeah, I agree. He showed up. He showed out in when Minnesota
in New Orleans
injury,
and in New Orleans.
After, and he did well last year considering what they had. Yeah, you're right.
He deserves to be more than a journeyman.
What sucks though is that because of that gruesome injury, like he was showing out, but he was never like a superstar when he was
on
in Minnesota.
His way. He was on his way.
Right. Yeah. And then that injury happened, and that sometimes is all it takes. If you didn't make it there already, you get less of that benefit of the doubt. And so what would have needed to happen, even though he played well in both of these situations post Minnesota, he didn't come back and like, think about Drew Brees. Think about Drew Brees, how he was in San Diego and was doing fine. Yeah. Ended up with that shoulder fuck up, but then got the opportunity down in New Orleans and wrecked everyone for the next decade and a half. So like that's the problem, is that Teddy never showed anything in these last 2 teams where you're like, holy shit, this guy is the truth. Like, he's played really well. And I agree. I would wish he wouldn't be a journeyman.
I slightly disagree, because again, when Drew Brees, that one season with Brees out, that boy came in this game and came in for New Orleans and put him on like a 8 or 9 winning streak.
Right. But a win is very different than a win and the stats you're putting up. He wasn't throwing for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns.
No, okay, fair.
You know what I'm saying? So like he as a leader, he did exactly what you needed to do, but he wasn't blowing people out with his quarterback play. Okay, he was doing all of the. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
no, that's fair. Because in 2014, he played 13 games. He 2,900 yards, 14 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. His passer rating was His rating was 85.2. Then the last year, Minnesota, 16 games, 3,200 something yards, 88.7 was his rating. But New Orleans did 70.6. And then that second year, where he really played 9 games, he had 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, almost 1,400 yards. 99 was his rating. In Carolina, he played 15 games, 69.1% completion percentage, almost 4,000 yards of passing for that team, 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 92.1 was his rating. Sam Darnold would give his left leg for a 92.1 quarterback rating in any season. So this is an interesting situation. I saw some people in the chat mention that maybe the Washington football team now makes a move for Teddy Bridgewater. I don't unlike that idea. I'm okay with that if we went with Teddy. I like Teddy's guts and I like his determination.
You want to keep Lil Maga? You want to keep Lil Maga? Little Maga, you got over there?
Are you talking about Heineke?
Yeah, you want to keep Little Maga?
Listen, we signed him for 2 years. I
See?
don't know. I don't know. I don't get involved in people's politics. That's not true at all. But no, I would love to see Teddy over there.
We got a whole show called Impolite Truths about politics. We'll get involved.
Okay, let me see. Derek Blaney says, as a Jets fan, we're taking Zach Wilson. Steve Young said on his radio show already. Oh, well, if Steve Young said it. BYU connection. Plus, Salah deserves his QB. Darnold had 2 coaches fired during his time. People of color don't get many shots. Sure. That's a fair point. I hear you, but I don't know if you want to go with an unproven guy in the NFL. I mean, I'd rather make a move for Russell Wilson over Zach Wilson, but we shall see. Let's see. Connor Pearson Ward says, I wish Drew Brees retired a year earlier because Teddy on the Saints was great. Right. That's it.
Drew was like, fuck y'all, I'm trying to get this ring. He just was like, I gotta get it. And he was just
yeah, I know. We got Fitz magic. I guess that's what we're rolling with. I guess we're not going to get Teddy, but still, it would have been nice to have Teddy. But at least the possibility of Teddy. What do you guys think? We move on to the next addition to this story, because I don't think we can talk about this without mentioning this. But do you think this happened because of the Deshaun Watson accusations? Do you think that Carolina and the Jets were like, Jets swooping in because Carolina had designs on Deshaun Watson? Certainly, as we saw, they were ready to trade multiple draft picks for a guy. Do you think that at this moment, with all these accusations, they made a move towards Sam Darnold instead? What do you guys think?
Well, here's the thing when it came to Deshaun Watson. Again, yeah. It was all everybody could have tried to make a move no matter what. They could have told every team could have said, you can have every Pro Bowler on our team. Houston still would have been like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, Houston still was like, we're not letting him go. Houston, like, we didn't give him all his goddamn money. He built around him. Okay. Like, we love Deshaun Watson. Okay. We're not giving up on him. Okay. We're gonna try to get him. Okay. We're gonna try to make him happy down here in Houston. Okay. Now, listen. I know what he does in Michelle Paulus. Okay, it's not right. It's not right. And then you got to turn around. Then you got 18 other masseuses was like, he does good with me. So now everybody is like, what is? Because it'd be a different. Because again, we got this real quick. If Deshaun Watson has 18 to 20 accusers, but you got 18 to 20 women who are just like he was good. So now it becomes this. What is really going on? But back to the trade, I think everybody gave up. I think people as a whole gave up on trying to get before the accusations because they knew there was nothing they could do but Houston would have to take everything from you.
The asking price is what you're saying was too high. The asking
price was too high. They would have to take everything from you for you to get Deshaun.
Right. I mean, Winston, the Houston Police Department is now involved in this officially. They are investigating the situation. As Jay mentioned, the numbers have jumped up now, as I'm seeing on ESPN just about a few minutes ago. A 22nd woman has now accused Deshaun Watson of these inappropriate things. But yeah, like he said, Jay just did. His attorney, Rusty Hardin, came out over the weekend and said, I got 18 different women who are coming forward who have worked with him as a masseuses and say that he was never inappropriate with them. But does this balance? Are we trying to go toe for toe here? This all looks bad for Deshaun, doesn't it?
Look, let me tell you something right now. Let's talk about Jay Washington for half a second. He stepped away.
Is he Instagramming again?
I don't know. But
God damn it, Jay.
He stepped away. But let me tell you something about Jay, for example.
Yeah.
I, on multiple occasions, get in Jay's face, and he's like, I will smack the black off of you. I was like, do it, nigga, but he doesn't do it. But if some other nigga comes up to him and says something, he says, I'm going to smack the black off you, like, do it, nigga, he'll actually do it. So, like, just because with these 18 women you didn't do it doesn't mean all of a sudden that it invalidates the other. What you actually need, I mean, it helps towards his character, sure. But what you actually need is you need to be able to prove that those other situations didn't happen or that there's some falsehoods in there. I'm at that mindset now as this continues to just expand and grow and balloon and grow and is in this weird place. I'm of the mindset that I'm done trying to figure out what's going on. I will wait until we are done getting the lawsuits. I will wait until we're done with the police investigating. Yeah. I'm done with all of it. And if anything, the only thing I'm probably sure of that is going to come out of this, unless he skates completely.
Yeah.
Is that I honestly think he's done. I don't know if he's going to play it. That's the only thing that I'm kind of feeling about this because
now
NFL.
At the end of the day, this is the NFL.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is that like there is like a situation here where he now has that hanging over him. The fact that now there are criminal investigations involved, the NFL will probably put him on the non-exempt commissioners list or whatever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what comes out of this now at this point, unless he is fully cleared. Yeah. And it was like, yo, this was a slam coming from somebody. I don't know if he plays again.
But honestly. I will say one last thing real quick.
Yeah.
Just so we can ask this one question.
Okay.
In the Houston area, how far is Houston from Dallas, Winston?
About 4 to 6 hours, depends on
You've been to Houston before, right? You've been there before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My question I want to ask is, how many motherfucking masseuses are there in the Houston area?
Well, that's the thing that's weird that was even called out by a number of trainers. I do not understand that literally, and this is the one thing that's a little sketch, honestly. All of these trainers were like, you have a full world-class staff that is going to know your body better than anybody else at your disposal, essentially at any time, because it is their job to make sure you were able to do your job. Yeah. For him, it's one thing to have a masseuse or two that you're working with personally in the offseason. Right. For 22 that are complaining and 18 that said he's cool. So that is 40. That is 40 fucking female masseuse. What the fuck?
Yeah. Every school out there was like, yo, massage therapy. We giving buy one, get one free class. And people was calling their friends like, girl, you better get your oil and get down here, bitch. They just straining up people to massage people.
He's having one night stands with these masseuses as a massage person. He's like going from one masseuse to the other. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean just going from one masseuse. He's, it's just
you hear this number again. 22 is bad, regardless, accusations. But then to hear there is a counterbalance of almost the exact same amount of people who are like, I have been perfectly fine with him. So now you play this game where, again, I'm with you, Winston. Let it be what it is. I needed to play itself out because he's at this rate. The league is going to do this. He's going to go on that non-exempt list for a minute. Yeah. He's still going to get paid. He's just not going to play.
Right.
So he might sit out a year while this all gets sorted out. And again, and unfortunately, if he says one thing, he skates. You know, it's the one thing he can say.
What's that?
I have a sexual addiction. You all laugh.
I don't know if you can say that anymore.
I don't know if that works because here's the difference. When that was last used, that was used by like Tiger Woods, and that wasn't because he was out here harassing women. It was because he was cheating. Those are two completely different types.
He was setting up relationships with these
Tiger's dumbass was
marry them.
No, Tiger was like, hey, listen,
to marry them.
He was like, hey, listen, you want to watch Grey's Anatomy? That's the motherfucker deserves to get caught.
Listen, you watch that documentary. All those women say, I thought I was going to marry him. And he had multiple women. He had left. You haven't seen the doc?
That's a nigga who don't have good game.
There's a lot to watch. There's a lot to watch.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying there was a lot of women he lined up. He was not just seeing them like Jordan, one in every town. This was him trying to like set up relationships with all these women.
But Tiger was multiple
dates.
But if they were stars, people like,
it's incredible. Yeah.
But that was the last person, to my knowledge, the last athlete to use the whole sex addiction thing. And that wasn't from someone that was like, I do not consent with you putting your penis on me as these civil suits are coming out. So saying I have a sex addiction, no, that makes it worse. Because then it's like, oh, so you did pull your dick out and throw it on her arm and shit. Like, that's not
that's a tacit admission. You're right.
We say it jokingly. I'm saying it jokingly, but I'm being real.
Yeah.
If you say that, because I have a sex addiction goes for so many different levels, unfortunately. In this, let's just be honest. I mean, I know the last person to say,
Jay, you know the last person.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just realized the last person to say they had a sex addiction is that piece of shit that needs to rot in jail forever that committed that heinous fucking crime 3 weeks ago. Like that's not an excuse to abuse your power, and it's not going to get him out
I'm
of
not saying
that guy.
Okay, because I was like,
I'm not
that
saying-
motherfucker.
I hope
that
motherfucker.
We hope this motherfucker burns and his
Yeah.
soul burns with jail.
True.
But again, this whole Deshaun Watson thing is just it's crazy because it becomes one of these stories where it's like because what happens is it opens up another can of worms, not just in Deshaun's instance. It again, how do you handle it? Because if Deshaun Watson, again, 28, 22 is anything over one shouldn't happen regardless. But what ends up happening is, let's say they try to put a hammer down on him. Guess who immediately you have to look at? Because I guarantee you social media gonna make it happen. They're gonna make you look at Roethlisberger again.
No way.
Social media.
People have moved on from that. It's got to be current, man. You know how social media works. I'd be surprised if they went after Ben again. I'd be surprised because there's been nothing for years.
And
I just would be surprised.
And got a call back. All right. I had an audition. I'm sorry, I just got it on my phone.
The thing that the Deshaun Watson thing that I we talked about it last week, but there's more stuff coming out now. The lawyer for these women doesn't want to involve the police department, and the Houston police took it upon themselves. There's a lot of moving parts to this that I don't know where I stand on this. I don't know where to land on this.
I think the police had to do it themselves. I guess the police had to.
But the lawyer's saying he didn't want to go through them because Rusty Harden's nephew or something is on the police force. To me, that's a weak ass fucking excuse to not go through the police department if you think you've got an incredible amount of evidence.
If that's the case, then recuse yourself and find another lawyer for all these women. Yes! I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Great point, Winston.
Because now you're going against trying to get justice. You're like, well, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, Bobby over at the police force don't like my ass, so I don't know if this will work. Even though these 18 women were saying they were assaulted, like maybe I should we'll just go after the Trust me, there are too many things going on with this that I'm at that state now where I'm genuinely like, I need to just let it all play out. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not on the jury that's involved in this. I'm not involved in any of it. So I really am at that state where the only thing that I feel like I could speak on, I think that there is enough taint on this. You're right, at least about this year. But I would go so far to say is I don't know if he plays again. I genuinely don't.
I think that's fair. We have no idea if he's going to play again because if this evidence now starts to come out in larger format, I mean, and that you should mention that article from last week, that Sports Illustrated article really detailed it. And Brian Gumbel's waiting to do something on this for HBO Sports. There's going to be investigative pieces on these things, and if they start to feel credible.
What about Greg Gumbel? We just gonna leave Greg out there? Greg
don't do the sports show like HBO Sports. I'm just saying he's getting.
Yeah, this is true. He does.
Greg just calls the games.
Yeah, Greg. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson with all those allegations. I know. When you look at the situation, I love Greg Gumbel. I love him. But if you see the situation here, you wonder where we're gonna go. But I mean, you can't help but think Deshaun would have probably gone to Carolina if they had been able to set this thing up. Because apparently, according to Schefter, they had been talking for weeks, the Jets and Carolina, about getting the right asking price settled up. So, Houston was probably in those talks until these allegations. And you got to wonder the timing of these allegations after Deshaun said, I'm not coming back no matter what you do and all this. So there's a lot here to be sorted out. It's a mess. But I think I think I can speak for all three of us. If these accusations are true, then this guy should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And certainly that's a place we can all land on, that he should not have done any of these things. If even one of these things is true, it's not something that should be happening. So for sure. Let's hit some Streamlabs super chats here. Shamir Kelly.
I just like to say for the record, though, on behalf of all three of us, we believe that if this motherfucker's guilty, go down. We don't think, the abuse of power, regardless, like Winston said, if you got this world-class training staff at your disposal, if you have somebody come over and just tell you put a towel on for massage, it's one thing, but you just can't let the towel drop and go, oh my dick's flapping in the wind. You can't do that.
Right. This ain't a fucking 80s sex comedy. Shamir Kelly said, it's not sports, but it is a sports movie. What did y'all think of the Space Jam New Legacy trailer? I want to see the Goon Squad in action, and I really want a Toon Squad jersey. Winston, I go to you first on this one because you're a big fan of the Space Jam movie, the original. What was your feeling about this trailer? A lot of people complaining we didn't even go to space, but I don't care about that. What do you think about the trailer?
I hate.
You were not the same way. You were the same.
I hate. You didn't like it because we didn't go to space, bitch. It was never necessarily about space. It's that these little aliens came and decided to play Bugs Bunny in basketball against Michael Jordan, nigga. Like, what the fuck you want to call? Want to call it Internet Jam?
Internet Jam.
We gonna call it Internet Jam. That's the new. Oh, Jay didn't hear that last part. He took that. You didn't hear the last part, Jay. I said this is what we gonna rename the movie. We gonna call it Internet Jam, nigga. That's gonna be the name of the motherfucking.
I mean, hey, Don Cheadle care. First of all, shout out to Warner Brothers for being petty as well, because very few people call Don Cheadle saying "Welcome to the serververse." I was like,
I'm just saying, like that was fucking like, okay. I think that this movie is gonna be great. I'm a little confused with some of the stuff. I wasn't the biggest fan of the moment. Like, I was worried for a second that they were gonna go with LeBron as animated for the whole film. And that's what I thought was about to happen. I was like, no. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. And I don't know how I feel about now the Looney Tunes being in 3D. I don't know how I feel about that either. But from everything that I saw in that trailer, it got me hyped. Like, I'm excited to see another like throwdown between, the Toon Squad and like some sort of crazy, as I guess in this case, the Goon Squad. Like, I'm excited to see that. I'm curious if they have also stolen powers or if they've done like, how you have like LMDs where they've somehow taken the abilities of like, KD and all sorts of shit and put them in the Goon Squad. Like, I'm very curious how that works. But I think it looks dope. I think it looks super dope. And there's a good point. Someone says it's cyberspace, bitch. Cyberspace.
like, my thoughts.
Go fuck yourself.
First of all, shout out to Warner Brothers being like, you finna see. When people started doing the whole showing you all the Easter eggs of everything that they put, like, again, I get it. It's a giant HBO Max commercial.
Basically,
right?
Yeah.
It's a giant HBO Max commercial. But at the same time, the drugs from Clockwork Orange are in the front.
What are the drugs doing there in the jam? In this jam?
I was like, wait.
Did I miss that?
Yeah. The Clockwork Orange guys are back there. King Kong's back there. The Flintstones, the cast of Scooby-Doo is back there. Apparently, someone's dressed up as Jim Carrey from The Mask. Superman is back there, and there's rumors about Gandalf. The Iron Giant certainly gets a nice little send-off.
I saw the Iron Giant,
yeah. So there's a lot of people in the background, a lot of cameos there as well.
Don't be surprised if Michael Jordan ain't a part of this in a small cameo.
No way. He fucking hates LeBron. He won't be in this thing.
But also,
Michael Jordan is a businessman.
That's true.
I liked the Game of Thrones reference. I opened it real quick to look because I'm trying to see what y'all are talking about. But I also love the idea that like there's this moment where remember the whole thing is a new legacy. Right. So I would not be surprised if MJ makes a baby cameo. But the idea of the legacy of LeBron taking it from Michael. But also the fact that his son in the movie is like, I don't want to play basketball, Dad. I'm not you. I like to study. Like I'm a nerd. Like leave me alone. Like,
man, don't that sound familiar, Winston?
Why is LeBron James a bad dad?
Did LeBron?
No. What did we just read on Saturday?
Did LeBron read your shit? I don't know.
It feels like I want to. LeBron hacked my computer, and I just want to. LeBron took my idea. I had the script, and then he made it to a movie because he was LeBron and with Warner Brothers.
Is your original idea that an athlete doesn't understand his son who wants to be a nerd? Is that your original idea? I just want to make sure I understand what you're saying, Jay.
You see how I'm looking at you?
I am. I can't tell if you look at me or Instagram. All right, Stupid Stars Music says, let's keep it 100. Winston, our boys are going to be at best 8-8 this year. Our cap space is hard. May lose Zeke as well. Still love my boys, but damn.
No, I'm not going to put it so far as to say we're 8-8 because look at what a horrid division we're still in. Everybody's made some moves and people will be getting people back from injury, but I think that this is wide open. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that could easily be for any of the teams in the NFC least. That's an easy, you just ran the table and won your 6 games in the division. Right. So you're telling me that we're only like, provided we're saying that we're the most healthy and the most ready to go back at it. You're trying to tell me that we could only win 2 games outside the motherfucking division? Like I feel that like 8-8 might be the floor. But I think we're probably closer to like, oh no, it wouldn't be 8-8. It would be potentially like 9-8 or 8-9 or whatever the fuck. But I think a stupid fucking 17-game season. But I think that like I think we're gonna probably go. I think we'll clock 10 to 11 wins. That would be my guess.
Okay,
I would say we pull at least 10 to 11 wins.
I feel we just gonna keep singing a lot of Negro spirituals and praying a lot because it's just really, really, listen, I know that there are some Chicago Bears fans out here with me who we have believed and we hoped and we prayed and we sacrificed a bunch of people. We sacrificed Derrick Rose's ACLs for this, and it still has not yielded fruit. And now, Nick, let's go.
The GM came out of the Bears today and said, undoubtedly, Andy Dalton is their number one. We don't even need a quarterback competition. So there you go. Good to know that they've got their plans set up.
I feel like going home.
I thought he was singing a completely different song, Rocha. I thought he was like, damn, I feel like a woman.
I'd like to see Jay do that. I'm down with you doing that. In drag. I want to see it in drag. One last thing about Space Jam. Someone brought it up really well, two things. Lola Bunny is now going to be voiced by Zendaya. If you guys haven't seen that, that was announced. The second part of this, and someone brought up in the chat, I wish I could find the comment, but he said, wait, we're not going to let Pepe Le Pew in the movie, but the Clockwork Orange dudes who raped a woman to sing it in the rain are allowed in the movie. And that's a fucking great point. That is a great point.
Here's the problem. I think because, again, the only reason Pepe Le Pew is not in this movie is because a dude wrote an article on it.
Yeah, maybe
that's legit the only reason we started talking about Pepe Le Pew. A dude wrote an op-ed for the New York Times and it went viral. That is it.
I'm gonna write an op-ed about the Droogs. This is
somebody, and I'm surprised nobody has
So what do the Clockwork Orange dudes look like? Because I don't even know what I'm looking for. I haven't seen Clockwork.
All in white with the bowlers.
Would look like sumo diapers on, and all white with sumo diapers.
All right, let me look.
Remember when I took the picture with Brienne when I was like 400 pounds heavier? Like when I was around this motherfucker looking like I was stressed. I was like a stressed out gallon of milk. That's kind of how they dressed. So they had like a fedora and shit like that.
Let me see.
I'll see if I can find it.
It's real quick. It's quick. It's the thing. Somebody
I probably can't catch it.
Here it is. There it is. That's them right there.
Oh, okay.
So it's obviously not actually Malcolm McDowell, but still they're dressed up as the fucking Droogs. That is not a good thing to have on your Scooby-Doo gang right above there. I think that's Chitara on the right, Jay. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that is. That's Chitara.
Right? Isn't that Chitara up there on the right?
That's Chitara from the Thundercats.
Yeah, Thundercats. So
yeah,
and of course,
I see that. I see the Mystery Machine back there. Yep. I see the Night King on the left. Holy shit! That's Monty Python on the right.
Right, yes, it is.
That's the Monty Python guys.
The Grail guys.
Holy shit!
Absolutely. Yeah. So everybody.
I'm curious who these guys are. Is that the Three Stooges?
Where? On the left?
To the left. Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, no Stooges. Those aren't the Stooges.
Doesn't look like Stooges. Who are the people in blue? Is that all the Night King?
That's the Night King.
That's the Night King from Game of Thrones. That's everybody Game of Thrones.
And I imagine that's Dino in the back there, the purple dinosaur.
too big because remember he's dog size, but like it is like a bus.
Hold on,
you know how dinosaurs serve as everything.
Please be him. Please be him. Who owns the rights to him?
And then of course, whatever happened to Baby
my nigga
Jane,
Denver the last night? No, that ain't Denver. I was hoping that was my nigga Denver.
Isn't
that supposed to be who?
That's whatever happened to Baby Jane.
That's whatever happened to Baby Jane. Yep.
And isn't that the dude from the Matrix behind Don Cheadle?
It's supposed to be one of the agents.
One of the agents.
And is that somebody doing Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze behind him?
That looks like Mr. Freeze. Yeah, that's exactly.
Freeze.
There's Pennywise.
And I know that monkey from something. Where's that monkey?
Wizard of Oz, right?
Yes, the flying monkeys.
The flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz.
Madness.
I mean, this is the most star-studded cat. It's better than Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve. He's just not that into you. Like all these movies getting blown out.
But again, it's there are some people who complained about this, and then I saw it on Twitter, and I know we'll move on. They were complaining it's a Wreck-It Ralph and the Lego Movie and Ready Player One. Now it looks like Ready Player One. We get it, the similars, but all three of those movies, when they came out, they were their own solo entities. Mm-hmm. We know for a fact this movie is being simul-released on both HBO Max
true.
and in theaters.
Right.
Warner Brothers is going to push what they need to push. And again, people are, look how we did this. You see how we played Where's Waldo with everybody?
Yeah.
Oh my God, who's there? Who's there? And so now you are going to guarantee that people, again, the movie's for kids, for sure. But you're going to have the adults who be like, yo, I've been meaning to see this again. It's on HBO Max.
That's true.
It's a business move at the end of the day. And again, but I need somebody's going to have to write an op-ed article about the drill.
Okay. You brought up a point about the Clockwork Orange guys. Again, haven't seen it, so I don't know about that. But someone goes, so wait, a children's movie, and you brought in the murder clown that murders children.
Yeah,
is chilling watching this game. Like literally, is the move that if LeBron loses, Pennywise gets his son. Like how does this turn out, yo?
Sir,
I just want to be sitting next to Pennywise as he's reacting to the game.
Box out!
Yeah.
Box out!
I just want to see Pennywise going nuts as it's calling the alley-oop. Let's see. I am 2Fly Cam. AW says the NFL is the NFL. Watson will play again. Greg Hardy was beating women half to death and still got a contract.
Well, I know a lot of people do say
Fair points.
A lot of people say this one thing, and again, I go back to what I said earlier. We do the timeline only is different because of the Me Too era. You have to hear me out how I say that's why I quoted it. It's been the same. All of this has been the same. We should have had this whole thing across the board.
Yeah.
If we're not in this new era, things don't happen. Now, again, Deshaun Watson and Ben Roethlisberger, what's the difference? One's white, one's black. No one's going to play no games with you.
Okay.
But I can see if they do put Watson on this list to let shit die down, then the next year, because again, if you start to question things, unfortunately.
Yeah. The other part of this that's good, Jay, is that it could also argue that because the environment has changed so much, more women feel supported enough to speak out about it.
Absolutely.
Feel safe enough to speak out about it in these large numbers. So that's also a positive. Again, if the allegations are true for sure. Let's see here. Someone said y'all just didn't sacrifice his knee, Derrick Rose's knees. You also sacrificed Carlos Boozer's hair. I didn't know that was a thing you could sacrifice. But
man, did you see that Beijing? This nigga came out with that one day. He had nothing but the. Remember how Hulk Hogan used to have the shoe polish beard?
Yes.
Carlos Boozer had a shoe polish latex hairdo. It was like somebody lacquered it on. They did one layer of shoe polish, added some clear nail polish, spray painted it, then did some latex paint, and was like, go play basketball.
Yeah. It's like Sammy Sosa. Yep.
Someone just made a good point, though, about maybe why Carolina is going with with Darnold.
Okay.
You let him bottom out. If he sucks, if you said he only has 1 year left on his contract, you let him bottom out and you start over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an option. It is certainly an option. I know you just traded away a lot of. They didn't trade away a lot of picks, though.
You traded away high value picks in the trade.
Yeah, three picks for sure that were big. So we'll see, but because he's owed $18.8 million guaranteed in his fifth year if they pick up that option. So Derek Blaney said Watson will be on the exemption list and sit out the year. Houston can void his contract and get all his money for conduct detrimental clause. Wow, that way Houston saves his face for looking like the bad guy before the accusations.
Houston will still always look like the bad guy. Houston's always going to look like the bad guy regardless. Even if they void his contract, even if Houston voids out his contract, gets the money back, Houston stays the bad guy throughout all this because, again, as everyone keeps saying, and it's an unfortunate coincidence that this all comes out because they are holding Deshaun Watson hostage in Houston. Right? Yeah. This all again, if Deshaun Watson goes, does this come out? Maybe. Does it not? We don't know.
Right.
But again, the way everything has fell in line and everything has fallen in order, Houston still looks bad regardless. Again, even with their track record prior to the Deshaun Watson situation, with the DeAndre Hopkins, with losing J.J. Watt, all this. So Houston looks bad regardless.
It's true. It's true. Very good point. Chris Mazzaro says Jordan, he goes to b-ball games when he's not eating kids. Yeah, he goes to basketball games when not eating kids there, Pennywise. Chapstick here says, oh my God, thought he was singing In the Arms of the Angels. Oh, that'd be something.
In the arms of... That's how I feel about every time somebody tells about the Bears, like we just hope to God and pray.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. All right, and Streamlabs wise, let's see. We got a few of these. Let's roll through these as real quick. Hitman Houston says, let me take that off the screen so people don't get confused by what it is. There we go. He says, so my dad knows Tony Busby. Tony Busby is the lawyer for these women making these accusations. He says, dude's a jerk and a scumbag, but just because these women chose a jerk and a scumbag to represent them in court does not mean that they are lying. True. I believe these women wholeheartedly. All right, Hitman. Absolutely. Certainly your prerogative to do so. And certainly the accusations, there's so many, you can't help but think that there is actually a lot of truth to them. What do you guys, any comments on that, gentlemen?
I mean, the thing about a scumbag lawyer doesn't always mean people are lying. Unfortunately, it is the truth, but history shows. And I don't want anyone thinking that Jay is discrediting any of these women. Mm-hmm. But history says when you get somebody that you know is a trash ass lawyer, 9 times out of 10, either it's a trash ass case or something's not right. That's just what history shows.
And I think Winston was correct going down that road because clearly this guy likes the attention of these accusations as well, or else, like Winston said, he'd step down and hand these lawsuits off to another very competent attorney that he knows, but he wants that limelight, I believe, a little bit, which is why he's not doing that.
I have come to the point where I am at a no comment phase until we have something solid to actually rock with. This is all preseason. This is all training camp until we actually get to here's the police report. Here's how the civil suits are going. I'm just like I can't because something changes about it every day.
It's true.
Something else happens. More complaints or. Here are 20 women that are like, I'm an angel. Like, I literally am at that stage where I'm like, until you get.
I'm sorry. It just fit. Nigga, don't. You know what? Don't give me no microphone. You know what I'm going to do.
All right, Doug Developer, and it's a fair point you're making, Winston, absolutely. Doug Developer says, as a Jets fan, I'll take the trade because Sam sucks. I'm nervous about drafting Wilson over Fields, as I think Fields is being undervalued because he's a black quarterback. Do you feel there is a racist double standard when judging black quarterbacks or white quarterbacks?
Hey, Winston, want to say it with me on 3? 1. Is there a racist? The question is there a racist double standard when it comes to judging black quarterbacks versus white quarterbacks?
But I'm just very curious how you're going to say it, though.
I'm probably going to say in the affirmation of the hell yeah on the 3.
I thought you were going to say nigga yes,
or that dude like nigga yeah, hell yeah. Like I mean, it's just the truth. Like we both know it. Like John even knows it. We say it consistently on the show.
It's true. You can't deny it. That's how they look at it and how they do it. And I think that's an interesting point to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure out what's the right look.
I've noticed that there's a number, like, because the funny thing is Cam had, like, again, a tumultuous kind of season last year, and a lot of that is due to injury. But Cam Newton was still better than a large number of white quarterbacks that were out here stunting with contracts and shit. So, like, there's your answer. Like, does Cam need to do better? Yeah. But, like, a former MVP went to a Super Bowl, like, type situation and still, like, that, like, physical capability and all that kind of stuff, and there are people that are getting more respect than him. Like,
I mean, 7-9 after getting, even though he got COVID, even though he had barely any receivers, a running back, a decent defense, and he still went 7-9 on that team. They were in playoff contention all the way until the final weeks of the season. So whatever you want to bash Cam Newton for, you can't go out and come after him for not doing as good of a job as he could have in that situation with New England for sure. And people judge him off that, and they shouldn't. That's for sure. Let's see. Our next one here, it comes from Joseph Kerr, and he says, I wanted to weigh in on Darnold as a Panthers fan. We never saw Teddy as the answer to our offense. Our pass game is looking more like a run-and-gun type, and Teddy is more of a check-down quarterback. Anderson and Moore are 2 burners, and he wasn't the right fit. So Joseph thinking that maybe Sam Darnold will be the right fit. What do you guys think about this logic here for Carolina?
I think y'all should have gave Teddy a better chance. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
I get it. Like, there's certain things you're trying to run with certain teams. If you genuinely don't think that Teddy can get it done, I just think that Teddy as a quarterback deserves better than that. Whether it's from Carolina or another team, that just sucks. But that's fine. Again, not every quarterback can just go and play on every team. Like, if you notice, Brady specifically went to a team with deep threat capability. You know what I'm saying? Because he hasn't had deep threat capability in a while. And for him, that's exactly where the wheels started to fall off. So he was very particular about, look, I see Mike Evans, I see Goodwin. I'll convince Gronk to come back so he can block for a little bit because I need to make sure we got some good blockers down there because he probably saw Jameis was throwing hella interceptions because Jameis was like, oh, shit. And he would start scrambling and then make a stupid mistake. So, like, it happens. You know, not every system works.
Well, I mean, I look at the situation, and I have to disagree with you, Joseph, because I don't think Teddy is a check down quarterback. Teddy had Michael Thomas and all those receivers, Kamara, all those weapons on New Orleans. He was incredible. So maybe it was the limited amount of weapons with McCaffrey going down. You cannot discount losing a player, like McCaffrey, how that affects you as a quarterback to not have that safety valve there as a running back, as a receiver that McCaffrey is, who can take a simple 5-yard pass and turn it upfield for an end zone run. So those kinds of things, you can't discount that. I think Teddy's an incredible quarterback. He's got the arm, he's got the strength, he's got the ability. You just got to give him the tools. And I don't think Carolina had the tools, if you're being honest with yourself, Joseph, to really show you what Teddy could do, as Jay was alluding to. So I would he's not Donovan McNabb at the end. That's a check down quarterback. Teddy can throw. So just giving you some love. I'll give you something to think about, rather. So, all right, next thing. Oh, sorry.
I mean, I'm looking at this real quick. I mean, the numbers they had side by side of Bridgewater or Breeze to Michael Thomas, like that year that Teddy was there, because Michael was healthy that year. I mean, average number of targets, about the same, roughly around like 3. Average air yards per target, roughly about 8.3. Breeze 8.5. Teddy 8.2. Catch percentage about higher for Bridgewater at 77.9 versus 77.3. Not a lot. But then yards per reception, 11.8 with Breeze, 11.6 with Bridgewater, and then the receiver rating 118.9 when he was with Bridgewater and 115.8. So like that's a solid proof that if you give him a legitimate weapon that can go deep and that can run those routes and get open like that, Teddy's gonna do work. He's not just checking down.
Yeah.
River deep, mountain high.
I mean, yeah. You're so out of control. Teddy was throwing for 281, 240, 314 yards, 200 yards, and at the end, they're 165. But that's also dealing with some injuries that he had at the end of the 2019 regular season with the Saints. So, got to give him some love. They got to give him a little bit of love, a little more love than you think, Joseph.
Yeah, he does not deserve to be a journeyman.
Yeah, it's fair.
You bring him in again. You watch what he does. Again, he should be in New Orleans still. Let's just call it for what it is. As much as I'm happy Jameis Winston has a job, I would rather this be Drew Brees retires and it's Teddy Bridgewater, Taysom Hill. Yep. I would have been comfortable with that.
That's fair. Absolutely. All right, we got one more. A couple more here. Jason Earhart says, today is a great day to be a fan of North Carolina sports. UNC hires Hubert Davis as its new men's basketball coach, and now the Panthers get Darnold for nothing. I am excited to be a fan right now. All right, Jason, fair point. Absolutely. Roy Williams stepped down. He announced it, I think, over the weekend that he was stepping down as the longtime coach of the University of North Carolina, of course, having been at Kansas before that, and now Hubert Davis, who had been a player, if people remember, for North Carolina. I think he was on a team that beat the Fab Five. That's how long ago he was a player. He is now going to step in. He was an assistant this year, now stepping in as the new men's basketball coach in Carolina. Correct me if I'm not wrong. I think this might be the first black basketball coach they've had at the University of North Carolina.
Yeah. I think it makes history. He makes history.
Yep, he makes history. It's certainly an interesting decision, and I like it. I think Hubert Davis is a fantastically intelligent player, and it was fun to watch him play, even when he beat those Wolverines. Alan Smithy says, hey, Rocha, Jay, and Winston, aren't the Droogs and Pennywise and the Matrix dudes all Warner Brothers bad guys? WB just advertising their stuff. It's definitely weird, though. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah,
I mean, with the Goon Squad, they're the bad guys. So I think now you play the bad guys supporting the bad guys. I think that's
those bad guys beating children.
Again, we have a fucker who killed a dragon and made the dragon a White Walker in the Night King. Okay, we have a pothead in Shaggy. Yes, Shaggy smokes all the weed, all of it. So it's like, because if we're gonna do that, unfortunately, if we're gonna
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna nitpick on certain things, like again, the drugs, I'm 100% with like, yo, like y'all could have had them in the back of some shit. You put them dead ass front row.
Yeah,
but like
maybe that's to let you know how evil the Goon Squad is. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
yeah, I guess.
She's trying to say Dame Dollar for to be out here talking about some come here, Velma. What? No.
Oh my. Chris Taylor said, Jay, how do you feel about WrestleMania this year? Yeah, Jay, WrestleMania around the corner this weekend on Peacock. So you tell me how you feeling, Jay, about WrestleMania.
I mean, I just want to see what the result is going to look. If Miami spring break wasn't a COVID super surge as of right now, I think I'm pretty confident in what WrestleMania is going to be first and foremost, because that was my biggest, like, everybody talked about the Super Bowl. I was like, y'all got to worry about WrestleMania week. Like, this shit starts tonight. There are events going on right now all through this weekend. Sure. As far as the card goes, two nights, I'm cool, because at least I don't have to sit through an 8-hour show.
Yeah.
I just say that.
That's fair. And NXT, for the first time ever, their takeover is going to be over 2 nights as well, happening this weekend. Just a little programming note. Aaron Turner and I are going to do some previews here for Strong Style. Aaron Turner is actually going to WrestleMania, so he will be reporting maybe from the actual stadium, but we're going to do some previews there for you all as well coming up this week.
I mean, it was easy to go. It was easy to go.
Apparently.
Because it was last minute. Think about it. It was pretty much last minute when they were trying to set up the tickets and everything, and with COVID protocols and trying to be safe, as same as possible in Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
as you can be. Given trying to play the game that they care.
Yeah,
but that's why tickets they wanted to fill it up as much as they can quickly. So in order to do that, you got to make the tickets dirt cheap.
Absolutely.
I mean, unfortunately, I can't fly no more for cheap because now everything is shot through the roof.
Oh yeah. Yeah, brother. I was going
to go on Spirit, bro.
Boy, I was going to say something. Boy, I had to catch myself. I'm so glad we friends and like brothers, because I was going to say your motherfucking mama could go on Spirit. I had to catch myself.
I want you to know she now watches all the shows. And
I'm just letting you know. I'm just saying. No. I'm saying that's
Marshall,
what
I apologize.
I'm saying that was the initials when somebody says you go on Spirit. Your mama can go on Spirit.
Like, you now said it twice. When I just told you she is probably watching the show.
I don't mean that.
Even if it's an example, you have now said it twice. And there's a text message. And she was like, tell Jay that this mama says he can't come over my house for the next week. So you in timeout now.
Oh, Jay.
I didn't read it like that. He could have said Frontier at least, not Spirit.
Let's move on here. Chuck Clark says, I got one word for you. Just one word. Suggs. There you go. That's what he says. All right.
Well, he's talking about that game with a shot. Hey, listen, can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah. I'm trying to get through all these so we can get to it. So let's put a pin in that. We'll swing back. Chuck, give us a second. Tushka Production says, what's up, Schmuck? Listen to you all on the drive home. Much love to you all. I'm here all day for Jay's singing antics. Oh, that's thank you, Tushka. That's very kind. All right. So let's
open the floodgates.
Oh, nope. We're moving on to the NCAA tournament. Absolutely. What an incredible weekend of games. And by games, I mean UCLA versus Gonzaga. What an incredible game this was. UCLA, nobody expected much from UCLA coming into the tournament. One of the first 4 that played on the opening day of the tournament on like a Tuesday or whatever, an 11th seed, and got all the way to the Final Four and took Gonzaga, the undefeated 31-0 or 30-0 at the time, Gonzaga Bulldogs, all the way to overtime and took a 3-pointer for Jalen Suggs to win this damn thing. What an incredible game this was between both of these guys. Alice was texting me all throughout this game. It was fantastic to watch. Gentlemen, what was your reaction when you saw the 3-pointer and just the stones of the kid to not call a timeout and just run that ball up the court and launch it from like Dame Lillard area into the 3-point? What do you guys think about that?
I mean, look, bro, like essentially what he did, the game is tied. So get as close as I can. Probably from a situation of a shooter like that can hit it from anywhere. But I think it's one of those situations where he's like, let me get to a spot that I know I feel comfortable. Who cares? If I miss this, we'll just go to another OT. We'll do whatever we have to do. That's that killer mentality. That's that Kobe. That's that Michael. That's that Steph. That's that Dame where you're just like, I know I'm the one. So let me just go ahead and do it. And that was a knife to the city of Los Angeles and specifically specifically to UCLA. I mean, like you said, for the 11th seed to do all that they did and all that kind of stuff, it sucks, man. But again, you're dealing with someone that looks like will be one of the next faces of the league. Honestly, like he's a monster.
Yeah,
Well,
Jay, go ahead. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I was gonna say I just wanted to piggyback. Like you can't down. Like I know the UCLA team, and we saw how they left out and they were despondent, some crying. Like I get it, it hurts, but that is not a game you hang your head on.
Yeah.
Like you didn't lose.
Right.
It just happened. Like again, we all see every game. We see those last minute shots thrown up. You know what I'm saying? Again, you hit a buzzer, you just like it might miss. We going into double OT. It just so happened he banked it perfectly.
Yep.
And again, it's not taking away anything from Gonzaga either. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I was piggyback on what you're saying, Jay. You're absolutely right. UCLA shouldn't hang their head. 15 ties, 19 lead changes against the number one team in the country. And listen, you lost your last 3 games of the season, including in the first round of the Pac-12 tournament. So you had no business being able to go on a run like this. But you beat teams like Alabama, Michigan State, and Michigan when everyone predicted you to lose, and you got all the way here. And to add even more to this thing, an 11th seed has been, I think, in the Final Four 3 or 4 times. They have never played this tight with any competition they were in against in those Final Fours. So to take this team to overtime, you already were playing with house money, and you had come back from 5.6 points down to tie this thing in overtime. So there was possibilities that if you went to a second one, you could have overwhelmed a team and put the pressure on them who should have beaten you outright in regular time.
Well, I think the other thing about it too, though, and you got to understand, and I know why these kids would be as upset as they are, is remember, this isn't like, well, I'm in the NBA, I make millions of dollars, and I will have another shot at trying to win a title. For some of these kids, this is the end of their basketball career. So I don't blame them for being completely distraught, because you're like, this, I was good enough to do this, but I'm not good enough to go to the next level.
I'm just saying that the statement of don't hang your head as far as you gave up the game. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean more so.
I get that, but I mean, like, I don't blame these kids for being so despondent and in tears and everything. And I don't necessarily think it's from a space of like, we didn't play our hearts out. It's just from that same spot of like, this is literally, for some of them, this is it. Yeah. And so all you can wish for is that you play your ass off and you go the distance. So to like lose that, and specifically like the one end that helps them, like you said, it wasn't like they blew a defense. It wasn't like they self-destructed in the fourth quarter and overtime. It literally came from someone just being unworldly and making this insane shot on the run. So I just watched the play. They did everything right.
Yep.
Homie, just like the funny thing is, no matter how good your defense is in basketball specifically, offense always has that advantage. If you get the shot off and you know what the fuck you're doing, it doesn't matter how good you're putting your hands up or anything else like that. Yeah. If they know what they're doing, there's nothing that can stop them. And that was just what that was. They did everything right in that last play, but so it's just so. Yeah, I mean,
40-footer off the glass. That's a tough shot to make. And UCLA coach Mick Cronin said in an interview, I was running down trying to yell at my guys to come back because we had trained them to fall back on defense whenever Gonzaga had the ball, and it had worked the whole game. Little did I know that they were just going to run it right down into the heart of our defense while we were pulling back instead of coming forward and launch that shot. So it's just timing, situation, and an intelligent basketball player who knew how to take advantage of what he saw on the court and throw up a shot to see what would happen. And a 40-footer, modern day NBA, that's not unheard of. We had Steph Curry and Dame throwing half-court shots in the All-Star game. So
Steph Curry out here throwing three-quarter shots to win an OT against the Oklahoma City. We've seen homies come out here and just wreck it. And remember, Steph Curry has changed the face of basketball. It has changed how the game is played. Now all of a sudden, big men are like, "I'm gonna learn how to shout from half court." Like it's like
all these 7 footers
talking about.
Like you'll sit your big ass down, low gun this goddamn neck.
Bro. Probably my favorite NBA meme of all time is right after Phil Jackson left. Andrew Bynum was still in the Lakers, and I want to say who was that first one? It was Mike Brown was the first coach after Phil.
Yeah.
And like it's a meme of why are y'all getting at me with OKC again? I'm saying the most magical shot we saw to Steph was that 3-quarter in OT. Like,
I just want to be able to go. I just want to be able to go to Oklahoma City. Like,
God damn it! It was just name a better look. Before they go off on me about OKC, name a better Steph Curry shot that you can think of. That moment was insane. When has he made a 3-quarter shot to win a game at a buzzer like that? Anyway, it's a meme of Andrew Bynum where Mike Brown goes, "You better not shoot that 3-ball," and he goes, "Whatever, nigga, you not Phil." It's like Andrew Bynum shooting from behind the arc, and it's like, why?
Whatever, nigga, you not Phil.
Oh man, I remember when he thought he was unbeatable, Andrew Bynum. Those were the days.
He was, and then his knees disintegrated.
It's true. Like Derrick Rose. You remember Derrick Rose?
What happened? Oh, damn, Jay.
Connor Pearson Award says you should see this Texas Rangers versus Toronto Blue Jays game. Texas has the stadium filled with about 40,000 people. I know it's Texas, but it looks crazy. Yeah.
Dude, it is insane because I think the number in Texas is like 47 or 42,000 have died from COVID and 47,000 are in attendance at the new Texas stadium, bro. And with less than 10% of the state vaccinated, like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. I don't think I'll get in trouble for this one, so let me see if I can share. This is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Look at that. An entire full stadium of people.
And apparently not a mask in sight, bro.
Not a mask in sight. Not a mask in sight. So madness, absolute madness.
Oh my God. David in the chat, see what he said about Bynum's knees? Oh.
But I'm the reckless one on the show. Motherfuckers in chat talking about Thanos Infinity snapped this nigga's knees.
You inspire these people.
Oh my God.
It's so true. All right, let's see. What's the next thing we got here? And L_Santoyo says, "What's going on today, mi gente? Sorry I am behind with all this QB talk. Can we all agree that USC Alabama can't produce quarterbacks? So yes, I am down on Darnold, Hurts, Tua, and Jones. Darnold trash. They're all trash. Kressler trash. Barkley trash. Sanchez trash. Leinart trash." Well, Sanchez went to 2 AFC championship games, so I can't call him trash initially, but certainly there was trash afterwards. But at the beginning here, and he beat the Patriots in the playoffs to get to one of those AFC championships. So, but then, the butt fumble and all of that. So, yeah.
I got you. All right, I'm going to screen share real quick. I found the meme. It doesn't have the words on it, but it's the same photo, and I can narrate it for you. All right, so here you go. So it's this one over here on the right. So it's Mike Brown. You better not shoot that 3. YOLO, coach. You ain't Phil. Like, look at this motherfucker.
Papa Trace. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, my God. Don DeMarco says Bynum was my guy for a while. Oh, I'm sorry, Don. I'm sorry. I Black M says, enough D-Rose disrespect. He's still out here crossing fools. Yes, he's still playing. But he is a journeyman at this point. He's going from team to team to team. But hey, it's not a negative. Vince Carter was going from team to team at the end as well and doing well. So shout out to him.
God damn it.
What did I say?
Nothing. I'm trying to draw my signature while I do this show because I have
Jay.
I have to send back this NDA. You kiss my ass.
Come on now. It'll be there at 4. Let's see what else we got here to talk about. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see the women's final? Oh, no, wait. What's the predictions for tonight? Baylor taking on Gonzaga. First time, whoever wins, first time that school is winning a national championship
Gonzaga.
in the NCAA men's
I think
basketball.
Gonzaga finally gets it.
Yeah, Gonzaga 31-0. And Baylor
I think they make. Yeah, I think Gonzaga makes history. And they find because every year they play, that be that team. Everybody like, yo, watch what Gonzaga do. Watch what Gonzaga do. Then somebody like Villanova take them out. This a rap. And you're like, well, it's Villanova. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think it's them. I think it's Gonzaga this year. I think they make the history 31-0.
Okay. It'd be 32-0 if they win tonight.
32-0, excuse me.
Right, and that'd be the first time since 1976, the Indiana Hoosiers, that a team ran the entire table of the regular season and all the way through their tournament and all the way through the NCAA tournament themselves to win the title. Who do you think? Do you think same thing, Winston? You think Gonzaga over Baylor or Baylor?
On the one hand, they have now been shown that Gonzaga can be taken down.
True,
but it literally took I can never pronounce it right when you're using
Herculean?
it as an adjective. Thank you. A Herculean effort in order to do so, and it still wasn't.
Oh, look at them so synced up together. I can't use the adjective Herculean. That's the word. Look at them so happy.
It's not a sync together. It's that I was struggle busting like my name was Floyd Mayweather, and you put a contract in front of me, and he out here was trying to help a nigga out. Bro, Rocha just helped me out because it was a word that I was going to struggle to say, and he was like, "I got you," and I was like, "Thank you." So that's all that was. But I think Gonzaga is just on. They're unstoppable, man.
Yeah.
Barring knock on wood. I don't wish that on anybody because I know how much that was a heartbreaker for the Fab Five. But barring some sort of like technical error where they screw up, they ain't losing this game. Like Baylor did well this tournament, but they ain't gonna lose this game unless something bad happens.
Yeah, and Baylor is one of the worst defensive rebounding teams in the country, so they've been able to do it despite carrying that stat, which is really rare at 27-2. So if Gonzaga can find those seams underneath the basket, then this isn't going to be close. This is a very real possibility Gonzaga could just start blowing them out from the beginning, and UCLA was the wake-up call they needed before the final. We shall see for sure.
And remember, we're talking about this rushed March Madness.
Yeah.
Where you don't get a week to rest. You know what I'm saying? It's like
good point.
You playing.
Yeah. It's actually a good point, Jay. And over on the women's side, this was a fantastic game. I actually watched it on Saturday. Number 3, the Stanford Cardinal outlasted number 3 seed Arizona 54-53. This was an enjoyable game. If you didn't watch this thing, back and forth, both teams going on mini runs throughout the whole game. This was an awesome game. And Arizona senior Ari McDonald missed the final shot at the buzzer. 3 defenders were on her, and she still got that ball up and hit the back of the rim before it bounced out, which could have won the game for them. But, she had a couple of wide open teammates on the wings, but Ari had been carrying that team throughout this whole tournament, so she took it upon herself. That being said, shout out to the Stanford Cardinal who got the job done. It's the same coach who coached them to 2 titles in the early 90s. It's the longest time between a coach staying in one program, winning a title, and then winning her next title, 29 years. That's pretty incredible stuff for the Stanford Cardinals. So shout out to Tara Vanderveer. That's the coach of the Stanford Cardinal for getting a third national championship. And she happened to pass Pat Summitt earlier this year and achieve the most wins of any coach, male or female, in NCAA basketball. So shout out to them.
Summitt was a legend over there in Tennessee.
For sure. All right, let's move on and talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit more NFL. Gentlemen, it is official. The 17-game season is upon us. Do we have thoughts? Do we have feelings? I mean, Winston, you said earlier, I'll go to you first. You hate this happening, but it is official. Last Tuesday, they made it official. There's going to be 1 fewer preseason game and an additional regular season game starting in 2021. We are in 2021. So this season, it starts already 17 games. What's your feeling on it overall? And is there a matchup that you're looking forward to now coming up in that 17th? Because they've already announced the games as well.
I mean, look, I'll take Cowboys and Patriots. Like, fuck it, let's go fuck up Boston. I'm all about that life. Like, let's go. But I hate
aggressive.
Look, man, when have Patriots and Red Sox and Celtics fans and Bruins, like, when have they not been at people's throat, bro?
I get it. But you so hot. Woosah.
You got fight fire with fire, my nigga. You know who ended up. You know what I'm saying. You know what the Avatar had to do in order to beat the Fire Lord. My nigga had to learn how to firebend. All right, so like it happened.
I don't need this today.
Look, all I'm saying is here's my issue with it. If you want to give us another game and maybe in the form of a playoff, something like that, cool, awesome, great.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. You maybe let another team in. And now just get rid of the idea of like, all teams get buys. Just make it an 8-team per conference playoff and say, fuck it, let's roll. Fine. You're giving another team an opportunity. But to put some of these other guys in these positions to just re-injure themselves or injure themselves in this.
Yeah.
Literally so the NFL can just make more money when you already make billions off us every year. I can't.
Yeah.
I have a question. Didn't they just expand the playoffs already? Or it just expanded this past year?
They did.
Past year. Yeah.
Right.
So the
but it was
playoffs
almost like an experiment. They were like, well, let's see what happens if we add another team in there. They literally added one team per conference.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm saying if you really want a game that bad,
just let no buys.
Add one more team, no buys, and then say fuck it and go. And if you need to space it out, you can space it out. Like if you want to, like the same way you have a break between the NFC and AFC championships, a week break for the Pro Bowl and then the Super Bowl. If you need to say the season ends and everybody gets a week off that's in the playoffs and then we start the playoffs, fine. But like I just can't. I can't. But you know what? It's not my league. I don't run it. So
what they're gonna do
want to
is
do that.
Well, the NFLPA is going to sit there and make it where the practices are different. That's how they're going to try to offset all of this, because again, we saw last week a lot of players and everything were like, man, fuck this, basically. But they're just going to offset the practices. Again, Tuesday's an off day already, and it's like they're going to have less contact days. But again, we were already heading down this road when you took away think about it, to an extent, we already were there when you take away a preseason game to add a regular season game. You just shift. I get it. Yeah, everybody doesn't play, but you just shifted one for the other. That's literally all you did.
Yeah. But again, that's the issue then, is that your starters, most of them have that extra preseason game. They played a couple snaps, maybe a quarter, not a full speed game that has implications, which means you're probably pushing yourself even harder than you normally are.
Well, don't be surprised if you don't see. Don't be surprised by that argument. Don't be surprised if you don't see every major starter play game one.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. You want to come out the gate swinging. You want to come out the gate making a statement. But if they know that, look, let's say you have a team who, because have the schedules come out completely yet or not yet?
Yeah. All the schedules are out.
Okay, they're out. Yep. So let's say somebody who has a super hard schedule, right? Mm-hmm. You're like, yo, if our schedule is that tough, game one, if we win it, we win it. If not, we don't. But we're not playing our main starters. Right. You know what I'm saying? We'll play some of the offensive line. We'll play for some of the defensive line starters. We're not going to
one of the regular season. No, because no, I don't believe that at all. The only time you start doing that is once you have playoffs locked up. I get the whole bad schedule shit. Do you know how quickly they will come for your ass for like we already look at teams that tank, and it's one of those things that you're both not allowed to do, but like we kind of watch it have, like motherfuckers will lose jobs, like coaches will lose jobs, players will lose jobs. Yeah. Once it's for keeps, you got to play, because preseason, if you really want to use the real term for what it is, it's an exhibition match. That's what it is. Preseason games, you eliminated an exhibition match for an actual season game, and that means everybody's going to go hard in the paint unless that last game you've already locked up we got to buy, so we don't give a shit if we lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, woo.
It's going to be tough, and some of these matchups are exciting, but in the end, are they worth it to risk the health of some of these players on the precipice of the playoffs starting? Like Packers and Chiefs is one of the matchups. The Rams at Ravens, depending on how Jared Goff is doing, that could be an interesting matchup.
Jared Goff he's in Detroit now.
No, sorry, you're right. Jesus,
that's Matt Stafford. That's Matt Stafford.
Sorry, depending on how Matt Stafford is doing. I mean, the Ravens could absolutely fold Matt Stafford like an accordion before the start of the playoffs. That could be a possibility, and that messes with you. Seahawks at Steelers. That's another interesting game. You mentioned Cowboys and Patriots, certainly. What's the other one here that I was looking at? The Panthers at the Texans. Depending on how Sam Darnold is doing, that could be an interesting situation as well. Who knows? And are you Bears in this, Jay? Where are you Bears? Oh, they're taking on the Raiders. They're at the Raiders.
The Bears don't exist in this moment. So that's not.
No,
there's no such thing as that right now. I mean, that was a horn outside that was basically right on cue from a truck to tell you, fuck what you talking about right now.
I was really hoping the next time we tried, because it said it right when you said the Bears don't fucking exist. It came right at the F word. I was really hoping from now on, every time an F word hits, that horn just keeps going,
like this SpongeBob episode, is what you say?
Oh my God, that's brilliant. Brilliant. All right. So we'll see what happens. It's happening officially. So if you're an NFL fan, get used to this. It is going down. I want to move on to another thing here. Tiger Woods, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear what you guys think, Jay and Winston, about this. We talked about it a few weeks ago, the Tiger Woods accident. It's kind of gone quiet a little bit, but they have now announced, the Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva announced this past Wednesday, the cause of Tiger Woods' car crash in February. However, he's saying he needs Tiger Woods' permission to release the report. He said it's completed, signed, sealed, and delivered. We can't release it without permission of the people involved in the collision. See, I'm not familiar.
You know why, right? You know why, right?
Tell me, because this doesn't sound accurate at all.
I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why they need his permission to release it. Because Vanessa has ripped that department a new asshole. And you know what they learned? You know what? Until we get permission, when it's a situation that doesn't involve, if it had been a criminal type situation where Tiger. No, if Tiger had taken
that's what
somebody,
I'm saying. There would have been no game for that. Then they
would have done whatever. But because this just involves Tiger after what just happened, never again. They were like, if Mr. Woods says it's okay, then we'll do it. But otherwise,
can I ask a fantastic point?
Can I ask a question? A really important question. Why do we care
about why he crashed? Because I want to make sure that he's all right, bro.
No. He is all. But that's the thing I'm saying. We need to the reason why he's crashing, whatever. We know he had surgery on his legs. He's healing. That's the part we concern, because now I feel like we'll scrutinize him under a microscope. We already do, no matter what Tiger does,
of course,
because of prior incidents. Right,
but I
feel like, again, as long as he ain't killed nobody, he didn't kill himself. If they figured out, if he was asleep or whatever the case may be, texting, they handled that in their own way. I don't know why the public needs to know.
I mean, Jay, I think it's for the same reason that anything else. We all, as human beings, need rhyme and reason and closure. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So, why do we need closure?
Because all of a sudden, Jay, if all of a sudden you heard that I was in a horrendous car accident and I survived and shit, but like, if you're like, what happened? Did the brakes fail? Like, what was he drunk? Like, what did someone attack him? Like, what? Like, that's why, because people get concerned when you just hear a horrific accident almost claim Tiger Woods' life happened.
Well, we want to know what happened. If I hear something happen to you, I'm gonna be like, yo, this nigga didn't get his hair cut fast enough, or what episode of Brilliant Idiots was he listening to that he lost control? Because I know you.
Oh my God. My concern is this. If Tiger Woods is out here being a menace in these California streets, I need to know. All right. If he is out here doing drugs, taking stuff, and he's a celebrity getting into situations, taking the pills or whatever, if we are driving on these streets, he could hit us. So I think it's a fair question to ask.
But at the same time, let's just be 100% honest.
I mean, it gets reported when low-level drug dealers are using pills and low-level get arrested.
Let's be real. Would we know that Tiger Woods was on the road with us if they told us this? So, I'm being real. Here's why I'm being realistic.
Because it would probably have a Hooters bumper sticker on the back of the car. So
you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and step him out of here now.
You know what this is actually a problem of, and I blame Jay entirely. I have spent my life suppressing this petty, just disrespectful side of me.
Jay is an influencer in more ways than one.
You have brought out this evil demon that lives inside of my mind. You have let it loose. I literally have locked away this nine-tailed fox inside my fucking brain, and you let that bitch out, bro. So that's why. But anyways,
this is not our show, because there's the perfect clip for this right now, and it's Michael Clark Duncan and Talladega Nights. So don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that We're losing recipes.
I'll take that though. There it is. Connor Pierce Award said it great. Jay has forced Winston to wake up every day and choose violence.
Yeah, very true. Choose violence every day.
Just wake up. Oh, it's a beautiful day for violence.
Haskell, you might be right. Could be medical reasons. Who knows? But I just.
But I think Winston is right completely. Since that Kobe says Vanessa Bryant was like, because that's what they do.
Those people,
the lawsuit and then the slamming she gave them on social media. I guarantee you, they have decided to. They have they're not going to do that with us because we just, we Z-list celebrities and shit. But like,
bitch, I'm on the H.
we Z-list celebrities and shit, but fucking like someone as big as a Tiger, who is arguably was at one point the biggest athlete in the world, the same way Kobe was. Hell no, they ain't doing that shit ever again.
Excellent point, actually. Yeah, for sure. All right. Anyway, let's move on to some other petty shit. That's Kevin Durant, Michael Rappaport. We need to talk about this shit. I'm gonna give
I need
Jay
some water for this. I need some water for this.
Right, I'm gonna give Jay first dibs on this one.
I will not get a shot for this. I will not get a drink for this.
Just to give you guys a little background here, the NBA has officially fined Kevin Durant $50,000 for a social media exchange with actor and comedian Michael Rappaport. The league announced on Friday Durant was fined for using, quote, offensive and derogatory language on social media. Durant released a statement saying, I'm sorry that people seen that language I used. That's not really what I want people to see and hear from me, but hopefully I can move past it and get back out on the floor. And this is all stemming from an interaction between Rappaport and Durant. And Michael Rappaport, and apparently they were going at each other on DM. And then I think it was
Michael Rappaport was a petty little bitch and put the DMs out.
He said that I've received threats and disgusting messages lately, but never in my wildest dreams did I think. And he tagged Kevin Durant would be among them. The snake himself is now threatening me, bringing up my wife and wants to fight. This is supposed to be America's sweetheart, right? And Durant apologized in a tweet less than an hour later, saying that, we've had these interactions behind the scenes. Now you want to bring shit out to the front and play victim. And to be honest with you, man, I'm kind of on Durant's side on this one.
I know, you should be.
I know
Everybody
Rappaport
should
is
be.
an instigating little guy, man. So you tell me what you think.
Michael Rappaport has instigated shit so much nonstop, left and right. And even like this shit that Durant said, Trump didn't even want to be bothered with your motherfucking ass. Everybody left and right. And finally, somebody came at his ass right back, and he couldn't handle that smoke. So now he went crying and whining. He was just on Undisputed this morning talking about some people staring me, and they won't even play with my dog at the dog park. Fuck you, fuck your dogs, fuck your feelings, and fuck your DMs. Michael Rappaport caught all the smoke he deserves to catch. You can't sit there and try to be your own online troll, and now it came back at you, but then the league on bullshit. How you gonna find Kevin Durant $50,000? The same thing you find Myers Leonard for saying racist shit. What, 50K is the base for everything?
That's a great point.
Right. So the league is on bullshit too. Kevin Durant should have been fined a dime. Why? Because that was a conversation in DMs that came out that Michael Rappaport put out. It wasn't like Kevin Durant was out here directly in these Twitter streets or directly in a video on the IG going, you a hoe ass bitch. You a hoe. Your mama's a hoe. Your dog's a hoe. Your ankles are hoes. And I hope your wrists fall the fuck off. Because if he'd have said that, I'd have been game with that. But the fact that Michael Rappaport had to go basic bitch and put the screenshots out, that's what you just, and now you want to cry? Fuck out of here, fam.
This my man Jay dropping it hard. He understands the situation here. Let's take a look at these. Put him up right here. Rappaport goes back at him and says, I think he says, you a bitch. He said, just do the fucking interview. And if you're upset about something they've said, say something up there looking like you were going to cry and shit. I did the interview, you dickhead. Tell your baby daddy Chuck to be better at his job and frame his questions better. That's Durant talking about Charles Barkley. He gave me two options for that dumbass question, yes or no. So it goes on, and look, and Durant just stopped calling him the C word. There's some pretty graphic stuff here. He said, I swear I'm going to spit in your face when I see you, dirty ass. Meet me on 17th tomorrow at 10, asking for his address. What is catch steak? I don't know. Is that punching somebody in the face? Is that what the kids are saying nowadays, Jay and Winston? Is that what it means?
I hate Winston Alex Marshall so much for just chewing on pineapple while he listens. Because if you haven't watched Blurs also, that's why he is so ridiculous.
Chris Taylor is not welcome. Chris Taylor says Rappaport is not welcome to the cookout.
Let me just say something that's actually funny to me about this, because Jay covered most of the thoughts that I would have. Maybe in a little bit more
it's catch
violent way.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
But Kevin Durant a real street nigga now.
No, dude.
He's
I feel like we had the whole Finsta thing and stuff like that. Yeah. But Kevin Durant has always portrayed this idea of just kind of being soft-spoken, and I'll just go out here and bust your ass on the basketball court.
Yeah.
The only thing this has really done has made everybody go, yo, maybe don't fuck with that nigga Kevin Durant. That's the thing that I think came out of this. But here's the thing above all else. if this is a type of situation where you're talking about Donald Sterling and you're talking about someone's being like mad racist type shit, and they're actually like, fuck, don't bring niggers into my thing, or somebody's out here and like, if Kevin Durant had actually been out here, be like, oh, like, I'm not even gonna say it, but if he had said something like wow, something like that, that's one thing. But you decided to take this out in the public from a DM. Now, mind you, as we all know, the internet is forever, and you have to understand people will take screenshots, people do whatever it is. So that is something that I'm sure Kevin needs to understand as far as just like a consequence. But I don't put Kevin in the wrong here. Jay, like I said, I agree with you. Rappaport went bitch made on this to be like, look at how he's talking to me. So
and it's not like Rappaport hasn't used that kind of language before.
That's what I'm saying. He does that on a regular. He does it on a regular. He come at people nonstop on social media. He do it nonstop. And then somebody told him they was finna get up with his glamour and he can't handle it. Because again, that's the thing people forget all the time. There's a level of look, there are professionals, but people forget where these professionals come from. Right. I'll say that. Like a lot of people in stand up, even on this online, this internet shit, a lot of people think that because you're a person that you see a certain way that everybody's like that. Like it's a couple people I knew I came up with in stand up in Chicago that was like, yo, y'all keep forgetting these are street niggas telling these jokes. Like again, a lot of the cats in the NBA, I don't think people pay attention to how many times they shake up, how many gang shakes you see in a game. Like these are like, they're professional basketball players, but these are real dudes.
Yeah. So further to your point though, Jay, fair point. You also have to remember at a certain point, Kevin Durant has made his money. Kevin Durant has gotten his titles. Kevin Durant has been an MVP. What makes you think that Kevin Durant won't say, fuck it, I'm done. I'm going to fuck this nigga up and just be done with his career?
Yup, because he can walk away and he's done. Kevin Durant playing the game right now for the love of the game.
Aaron Rodgers, there's a few people I wouldn't fuck with. Kevin Durant, Aaron Rodgers up there. Like there's a number of folks because Aaron Rodgers about to retire and go host Jeopardy. You don't think he won't fuck you up? Like he's done what he's done. Like I don't. It's the situation where I get it as far like there is something for Kevin Durant to lose professionally for taking that language to someone. But like you said, Jay, people need to remember where people come from. People need to remember that it's the old adage of like, don't put your hands on somebody because you don't know how they were raised. You have no, which is why I'm very careful about my road rage unless like someone is like threatened my life with their reckless driving because you have no idea how people will respond. So if you decide to like, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. That's all I'm saying.
Again, I've told people on the internet, like I'm like, yo, Jay Washington have fun, play jokes with you. You know what I'm saying? All the shit we do on Blurred, shit I do here, et cetera, et cetera. We can have fun. But when you in Twitter comments and stuff and trying to talk shit to and be like, yo, or whatever, like if I can see you in these streets, it's like, let me let you in on a secret. This Jay Washington thing is one thing, but catch me in these streets and you talking to a whole nother dude on Larry Bernard Hoover, I will let you have it. Like that's what I'm sorry, my game banging days and came back out. Jesus.
Oh, whoa. Don't shoot me, man. All right, I appreciate it. That pineapple looks good, though. I'm not gonna lie, that pineapple looks good.
How was your weekend, Winston?
Let's see. Someone sent in a super chat here. I thought it was funny. TGN 214 said, Rappaport is the sole reason why I won't finish True Romance. All right. That seems like a strong stance to take, but all right. He was a kid back then, man.
DeMar DeRozan is a Crip from Compton. Like people forget these are real. I mean, it's you know what? For some people, when they hear that, people like, oh, see these thugs, and it's not always saying it's just people are different people outside of the confines in which you know them.
Yeah,
and then you cannot come at somebody consistently.
It's true.
You can't come at somebody. You can't come at somebody consistently and try to be this certain way. And when somebody comes back at you, you try to play victim. Now you can't do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jordan says Russell Westbrook too. Yeah,
Russell Westbrook. I'm not fucking with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler will fuck you up.
Jimmy Butler climbed inside your skin like the Matrix and just fucking broke you up from inside out. I don't trust Jimmy Butler at all. That guy is cold. He's got it. He told his wife to kick the fuck back while he was ready while he was playing the finals in the playoffs. You stay over there. I'm gonna play my games. I don't need you. I respect Jimmy like that.
He said, stay out the bubble. I got to go win these finals.
Yeah, that's what he said. He kept his wife.
But that's savage mode. Like, how many times LeBron does his anti-social media thing when he's playing in the playoffs? Like, good on you for being like, nah, baby, I'll see you when this is over.
Yeah,
like, that's fire.
Oh yeah,
but people forget that. But people forget again. We're running down a list of names of dudes that have been not only just proven on the court, but off the court. Like if you hear, like they have to have this image off the court, and they have to have this image on everything that they are these role models of standing, blah 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 blah. But that's what the Charles Barkley. I'm not your kid's role model, et cetera, et cetera. Right. But people forget who people are in real life. And again, with Michael Rappaport. His whole thing is he likes to come at certain people who are celebrities or otherwise, whatever you want to call them, and he is always doing that. And somebody finally told him, I'm not the one to play with. I'm not the one. Yes, he went from troll to Karen, and he went from troll to Karen like that.
Yeah, it's true. So we shall see. It's crazy. I don't know why you do that. I don't know what it gets you, to be honest with you. So nutty stuff here. Let's move on to a little bit of NBA. Rajon Rondo back in LA, playing for the Clippers here. Led them over the Lakers 104-86. We mentioned this trade happening. I think this is one of those low-key brilliant trades by the Clippers, bringing in a level head like Rajon Rondo. Seems to pay dividends. Paul George is playing better around it. Kawhi Leonard seems more relaxed. Do you like this move? The Lakers are shorthanded in this game, obviously, without LeBron, without AD, without Andre Drummond, even who promptly injured himself after one game with the Lakers. So do you guys like this? Does this show you a little bit more about what we're going to be getting from Rajon Rondo on these Clippers? And having played in a big market like LA, and won a championship last year with them, he's certainly settled into the role real quickly.
Holla at me in the playoffs.
Okay.
Holla at me if the Clippers go to the playoffs.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
You think?
I mean, let them play what they play, how they play out. Okay, they go to the playoffs.
They'll get to the playoffs.
Okay, they'll get to the
playoffs.
What they do in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. Holla at me then. Because again, Rajon taking them and getting them on the game. Now PG got to really step up come the playoffs. You need to be playoff PG. If you not, Rajon Rondo is just a piece.
Yeah.
He's just a piece in this whole thing. Holla at me at the playoffs.
Yeah. A lot of people are going to say, well, Rondo, they lost 2 games before this game. Sure, but Rondo didn't play against the Magic, and the Nuggets are ascendant now with their move with Aaron Gordon. They're looking damn good. So I like this idea. I like how Rajon Rondo played. I like that he's there, and I think he's in the right situation for himself. The guy is great in the spotlight, and so to see what he does once they get to these playoffs, right now they're the 3rd-ranked team in the West. Wouldn't be a surprise to see him be the missing piece that they needed. But then again, if they flame out again, Rondo also has a way of turning off. If he thinks the team doesn't care at all or not stepping up to play at his level, Rondo will turn off too, right?
Yeah, I think that, but I also think the other thing that's at play here that I think people have to remember is like you didn't go up against the Lakers full speed, full team the way that they're gonna be when it's time to like. So cool, you won. You should have won. What you want, a cookie? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I can't even argue with you, bro. You dead on the money with it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, you literally went up against Thanos with 0 Infinity Stones, and you're out here being like, "Yeah, I'll whoop Thanos' ass." Nigga, that's not even. He doesn't have a single one of his weapons. Not a single one.
I mean, he's still a badass. First of all, what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna disrespect Thanos.
Oh no, but you understand what I'm saying though. That, like again.
No. I know what your analogy is supposed to be.
Oh,
I know what it's supposed. But we're not gonna disrespect Thanos in these streets.
Fine, pick another villain. Pick another villain that didn't have fine. You done fought Batman, and Batman ain't got no goddamn gadgets. It's just regular street ass Bruce nigga.
There you
Bruce
go.
Nigga.
What just happened? Oh no! Oh no! What just happened? I just got demonetized twice.
Yo, Rocha. This was. You remember I came to Collider that one time, and me and Jay were doing the It trailer review.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, check out nigga movie talk. Like it just like sometimes it just slips out your mouth, bro.
Nigga,
Oh my God.
Yo, Bruce nigga is Batman from Compton.
Now I need to see artwork. Woo. Oh my God. Insane. Oh my God. Oh, I haven't said this all show, but real quick, ladies and gentlemen, please give this thing a like. We're barely not even crossed 100 likes. We've had almost 20 of y'all watching us for the whole show. So please, now while you're laughing, hit that thumbs up button for God's sake. Give some love to this show for sure.
Bruce.
I like
regular
Bruce,
nigga.
Regular Bruce. Yo, I'm imagining Bruce is Batman, bro. That's a whole other level of just like, wait, what is happening right now? Y'all can't go to Gotham now either.
The Blurred's,
God damn it.
Hey, the Blurred's World Tour is going to be exactly what Blurred's is.
The Blurred's World Tour is going to be my apartment, your apartment, outside of John Rocha's apartment. Like,
hey guys, welcome to the Game Time. It's just me, John Rocha. Oh my God,
it was fun while it lasted. I know some people hassling me for some hockey talk, so we'll throw it in right at the end here.
Sure.
More than half of the Vancouver Canucks players have tested positive for COVID-19. It's up to 17 players now. Last I checked on ESPN, some players asymptomatic, and a few of the players are in quote rough shape. So, the NHL was crowing about how well they did last year during the pandemic. Well, now that everything's kind of gone back to normal, we're seeing this happening more and more.
Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver in Canada.
Canada, I think that's the part we need to really focus on. I'm sorry to cut you off because Canada has been like really strict and on it. Like Canada, you can't come from America up there without, you can say, oh, I'm going for a weekend. No, you're not. Yeah. You're going for, at minimum, now it's 10 days, but you're going for a minimum 7 to 13 days.
And here's another part of this, Jay, real quick. They tested positive for the P1 variant. And that's the first time that apparently the NHL is becoming a hotbed for the P1 variant.
Shouts out to the Johnson & Johnson shot.
Woof.
I just want to say that.
Crazy. Yeah, is that the one you got?
Hell yeah. Shouts out to the Johnson & Johnson shot.
All right. Well, I might try to get that one then, for God's sakes.
But it's just crazy. But it's just crazy when you hear just the like if you'd have told me any other team in the NHL, any other team, you could have said the Hawks, you could have said the Predators, you could have said the Rays, you could have said the Sharks, you could have said anybody. Yeah. But you say the Canucks in Vancouver.
Well, and they're not even the first Canadian team. Back in March, the Montreal Canadiens had 4 players test positive for COVID-19. So far, the NHL has postponed 45 games this year because of COVID-19, and the first 37 were for American-based teams. So if this is now starting to move into Canada, and then it's going to go back, if the variant starts to happen, it's crazy. I love sports. I like that we're doing it, but we're taking these risks because people aren't going to wear masks. People feel like, they've got their political beliefs about this shit, who play in all these leagues, and it could affect the overall results of these leagues and how many games do or don't get played. Look, I would love to talk about opening day, but how many players tested positive and had games canceled for opening day? The Nationals had their game canceled for opening day. So we're back with MLB having issues with COVID as well, just like last year. It's nuts.
It's just really, I saw somebody talk about this on Facebook earlier. Somebody literally just said, get ready for shutdown number 3. And here's the problem with that statement. Okay, I was just about to bring this up. Canada, they're in their 3rd lockdown, right? Here's the thing. America is not going to Joe Biden, the president of the United States, no matter how you feel on whatever side of the aisle you vote, the president of the United States can say it is a national shutdown. You are going to have Arizona, Florida, anything in the Gulf area, Texas, probably Minnesota, all them be like, no, nothing shut down here. And that's how we keep having these situations. Again, the people think this shit is done. People, right? And Aisha, exactly. People think because they said vaccines are out, it's a wrap. Yeah. Because now because once vaccines came out, also all these companies are at fault as well. Because think about how many commercials we've seen now. All of a sudden, yo, come travel here, come go here, come do this. Again, airlines are like, come fly with us. They sending out all this stuff, and again, they just found a variant of the virus from India here.
Yeah,
in California.
And just a quick little, the variants are because people aren't wearing their masks. It starts to become within the people who are getting infected, who are not wearing their masks. This is where the variants are going to come from. So this is what may become a really, really terrible situation down the road. We're all happy, vaccine rollout, all that stuff. But so many people, we saw that funny sketch on SNL over the weekend. Yeah, it's funny, but in reality, that's really what's happening. Many people of color are not taking these vaccines, are not, and some of them aren't even being put in position to take them. If you look at Florida and how the way DeSantis is handling things down there, this is dangerous all around, not just for the sport leagues.
I'm sure you're saving that for impolite truth.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you saw the 60-60 or the 60 minutes.
The 60 minutes report? Yes. I mean,
and he tried so hard to try and play that shit down. They're like, we got facts, bro. Yeah. And he's like, that's not real.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about a public sub ever again after watching that report. It made me so fucking upset. Anyway, so hopefully they recover. Hopefully this doesn't spread amongst the NHL, because I mean that's already struggling for ratings, struggling to become to become back to where they were in their heyday. So to have these getting this stuff and having games get delayed, it affects fan attendance and fan interest.
Let's just look at this. The NHL connects directly to the NBA. Because a lot of these teams
are in the
share
same
stadium.
Great point. Fucking great
a lot of
point.
these teams share stadiums.
Yep.
So we're talking about the players, but yeah, we'd be like, yo, the players are, maybe some players and coaches, but the staffs of these arenas are potentially in risk to be affected. And again, it splits between the NBA and the NHL. People forget about that all the time, that a lot of these stadiums, they transition over and now you're playing hockey there. Or you're playing basketball.
Yeah. What just happened? Was that Michael Rappaport? Did he go for you? What just happened?
Yeah, he was in my house, and I didn't have raid handy, so I had to slap the
white boy down.
Oh my god.
One last Streamlab came through. Thank you so much. G. Smith says KD and any player in his level is the NBA. They can't get roped in to Rappaport fake tough guy situations. KD has to, in this situation, respond for that white mom who buys her son KD jerseys and shoes and don't know how to find the hood in her own city. It's wow. I don't know what that means. Have we lost him?
Jay is officially dead. He's crying. This nigga is crying. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Oh my. Let me read it again, Jay. Get your thoughts on Winston too. G. Smith said KD and any player on his level is the NBA. They can't get roped into Rappaport fake tough guy stuff. KD has to respond to the white mom who buys her son KD jerseys and shoes and don't know how to find the hood in her own city.
I get it, but my answer is, again, KD has already proven who KD is and has gotten all the accolades that one would want. You obviously want to keep stacking him, but he made his money and he got his awards and he got his titles. If KD's ready to burn it all down, he'll burn it all down, and who fuck cares? Because he's already done everything. Like, I have a problem with like no one should do this. I honestly think that everybody should just be like, but if KD walked away today, no one is out here being like, well, that was wasted potential. It was like KD did what every player dreams to hopefully do in the NBA.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, what did I miss? Because I was still busy over Winston having a smoky from Friday moment.
Oh, you took the headphones off. Basically, G. Smith gave us a nice donation. Said KD and any player on his level is the NBA. They can't get roped into doing these back and forths with Rappaport because they got to focus on the white mom who buys the NBA jerseys for her white kid. This looks bad on him overall. And look, Jay, you and I know, I mean, it's to get, some people come for the attention, then they come. You can't give them that attention. You got to ignore it. And it's not easy to do, but you got to do that. And, Rappaport is a famous guy on his own at some level. The KD's got to be smarter. In this
but here's the problem. But here's the problem with that.
It's a bitch move, dude.
Right. That's the thing. Rappaport can be famous And
Right.
he's known, he's widespread known, of course.
Right.
The issue becomes you put this out, you crying. Guess who looks like the good dude now?
Yeah.
Kevin Durant. Everything Kevin Durant said in those messages now, it's like, okay, I get it. Because again, we don't know the full scope of it. We saw the little bitty pieces that he clipped out, whatever, and it tells somewhat of a story. But you post this out, now Kevin Durant, and it didn't help that Kevin Durant got fined. It didn't help. Right. It didn't help Rappaport's case. None.
Right.
If Kevin Durant getting fined $50K, regardless of what it was, just getting fined in general. So now Rappaport doesn't look good through this. Everybody gonna ask, he gonna do a media tour, and everybody gonna be like, "So what you want to say about it?" And everybody gonna let him have it. And like he already said, people in his neighborhood already looking at him sideways.
Yeah.
KD good. KD good. Everybody like now people look at KD like, I get it.
Yeah.
I see why you did it. I see why you said it.
Exactly. That's a fair point. It's a fair point. All right. Well, let's get on out of here. Somebody mentioned I should mention the Premier League. All I can tell you is Liverpool won 3-0. So suck it, Arsenal. We're back into 2 points away from those top 4 spots. Chelsea got their butts whooped, and Manchester United barely won against Brighton Hove Albion. What the fuck are you bragging about? All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching this episode of Game Time. I really appreciate you all taking the time.
No, you don't. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that after you sit there and had this motherfucking Twitch. You don't get to be a G on this.
Thanks for everybody.
This nigga tried to call out my squad. You don't think I ain't gonna fucking stare him down?
What squad is that?
Arsenal? Bitch. Oh, you fucking know I rock Arsenal.
They
son of a bitch.
Yeah, black bastard. No, that's terrible. 3-0. You guys are great, though. I appreciate you all.
Well, y'all, I just want to say, Rocha, it's been fun. Thank you for having us. Goodbye.
Thank you,
Bruce, nigga, out.
No, you can finish the show like this, Rocha, because we don't. I need to.
All right, thanks, gentlemen. I appreciate you all stopping by.
No. Because don't trust me. That part is gonna be what's clipped out. You black bastard. Everybody gonna be like, ooh.
Someone over here, cut the stream. Cut the stream.
You guys are awesome. Thank you, Jay Winston, again. And thank you all so much for sitting in your Streamlabs Super Chats today. We had a nice day. So it's been a bit since we had a nice day. So thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. And please remember to like and subscribe to the Outlaw Nation channel, but also share this video on your social media. You know, we ain't Sports Center, so we had a lot of fun talking sports, and getting more and more people involved to watch would really appreciate it. Always like it and leave a comment. It's really important. Let's go around the horn real quick. Winston, where can they find you, brother? Everything you got going on, my man?
At the Swaggy Blurred right there. Blurred's in the Hood Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 p.m. Pacific. This week, I will also be on SEN Tuesday and Thursday. Come check it out. The Inner Geekdom Show on Friday, 9 a.m. Don't miss it. It's going to be a good time. We're talking episode 4 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Nice. We got a swag match. And if you're a Schmodown fan, my boy Bradley Tingle, the Cube, up against the Tyrant Ty Lieberman. I believe that is on Wednesday.
Well, yeah, drop today for the patrons. Wednesday, I think, for everyone else. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So don't miss that either, and that should pretty much cover it.
All that shit still sounds just weird.
Oh, well, Jay, what do you got going? Jay, what do you got going on?
Me not worrying about no Schmodown shit. Twitter and Instagram, I'm below.
Yes.
That. Twitter, Instagram, that. He said Blurred's in the Hood on Tuesday and Thursday. I am working on getting one of my homies. I'll just tell you who I'm working on getting. He might come on the show. My homie Josiah Johnson. He out here killing the game on Twitter. So, nice. I told him, he was like, man, I'll see what my schedule look like. I was like, I get it, bro. Like, what I'm saying? It's cool with that. So I'm working on that. The Mad Titan podcast is back. Episode 82 is up. I'm trying to get episode 83, but the person I was supposed to have record with me flaked out. So I was like, fuck it. I got to talk for an hour by myself. I'll come on your show. You never asked me to come on the show. I'll come on Mad Titan podcast. Okay. So here's the deal with this, John.
Is it because I'm not black? I just want to know ahead of time. All right, go ahead. Yes.
I've had numerous white people and other races on the show.
You've had white people over me on the show? All right, go ahead.
Yep. Yep. Also, you have 90.
They should have never gave you niggas money.
Also, you come right. Also, you have 90,000 shows. You don't have to. Every time we get done with this, you be like, all right, I gotta go because I gotta eat real quick. And I got 4 more shows with it.
It's because John has 50 million shows.
Look, I love Jay. I'll make time for you always, brother. Anyway, go ahead. Keep going. Get with your plugs, man.
Yeah, and so like I said, my currently check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JAYWashington80. I'm just playing around with it now, having real fun. The trailer reaction for Loki's up, Space Jam.
Oh, nice.
All that stuff is up. My Falcon and Winter Soldier reviews. We've been talking about that, getting real deep. Just me talking to people like, yo, I didn't understand this with black people like that. Yeah, because this show is telling you a lot that y'all didn't think you was gonna learn. So, but all that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Respect, man. Thank you so much, both of you. And you can follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. See all the stuff we got going here on the Outlaw Nation channel. Tomorrow night, I got Brett Sheridan on the Outlaw Nation show. First time he's making his debut. That's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, Geek Buddies a little bit later on the week, and Polite Truths. And, of course, our old Falcon and Winter Soldier reviews as well from the Geek Buddies with Kalinowski as our guest. Having a lot of fun doing those as well. I got to get up on these trailer reactions. I respect everybody can do them. They drop them so early in the goddamn morning instead of get my ass out of bed and do them. I respect that you can do them, Jay. Much love to you, man.
I literally stayed. So here was the thing with Loki real quick.
Okay.
I went to the gym first and did what I do, then came home and recorded it. Like, depending on what it is, like Loki's a big one, but depending on what it is, will depend on because if you get the press releases, I don't know if you're on a lot of press releases, you'll know exactly when it drops. So depending on what it is, it'll be like, all right, let me put this one up so I can try to get numbers. That's all it is. That's literally all it is.
That's fair. It is. There it is. All right, take care of yourselves. Be well, and we'll talk to you next time for another brand new live episode here of Game Time on the Outlaw Nation channel. Peace. Yeah, peace. I said.